your VPN might have changed?
Yeah, hold on. 1755 and 1630.
And we are up.
Because we want to know, like, all the pieces of the evidence and what's going to happen. I hate waking up to it every single day. It really hurts.
Hold on, I'm doing math. God damn it, I hate adding shit up. 13. 33. So it's actually going to be 34.5. Fuck. You know, we're only on 34 minutes and 25 fucking seconds an hour. Go ahead.
Okay, so you got this one right, and then you got...
Downtown on southbound I-25 between 6th and Alameda. Actually, the ramp from eastbound 6th Avenue to southbound I-25 is been stop and go, so watch out for that. Delays popping up in Commerce City commute on both directions of I-270, but heavy either side of Vasquez.
What you got going on, Doc?
Not much. Approaching Orchard, watch out for backup due to road construction on that stretch. The weather forecast. Well, there's going to be a chance of afternoon thunderstorms today, 40% chance, a hot high again of 95. Right now, partly cloudy in the Mile High City, and it is 74.
Oh, goodness.
Man, I slept great last night.
I got up this morning and did a bike ride.
Oh, really?
You did a bike ride?
Yeah, 9 miles.
Wow.
You know, I used assist part of the way, but part of the assist, not all of it.
I think, like I say, that friend of mine that is a huge bike rider said he thinks that's a good deal for people, at least gets them out there.
Yeah, if it's not the scooter type, right.
Right. And yours...
I see some at the park, they literally are sitting on a bike that looks like the old newspaper boy bikes. And they're big and heavy, and all they're doing is sitting on it, riding around.
That's why I like yours. That forces you to at least move your legs, and you don't get all stiff. And I think that was the kind of bike that passed this guy. You know? Yes, he said. And an old guy with tennis shoes on.
And it makes you do aerobic stuff too.
Right, right. No, I totally agree. I think that's a. And it's hard to tell that it's not an e-bike.
I know.
No, it's got little fatter tires, right?
Just a mountain bike tire.
Okay. So it's better, it's not like the real, 10-speed tire that's really thin.
No, it's not. But here, let me just see if I have it here. But I took a picture of it.
I gotta wait till they go on sale.
See?
Yeah. So, I mean, yep. So you can go off-road. Yeah, that's a nice...
Isn't that a nice looking bike? And that's where the motor is. So it's right in there, see? So that's a little bigger, but it's not much.
Right.
You'll get a confirmation text and info. Standard data and message rates apply in this nationwide contest. That's thanks to 200-200. This is the Troubleshooter Show.
I'm Tom Martino with Major Mark Major, Dab at the production desk, Ants at the controls, Deputy Dan, Deputy Doc ready to kick butt. And do we have Deputy B on? Did he sign on? If so, well, I don't see him on yet. But okay, we are solving problems, answering questions, taking place, make your life just a little easier. Has anyone heard from Deputy Clint or Deputy Slim? Have they fallen off the face of the earth?
Not at all. Haven't heard from him. And I've texted Clint, and he doesn't answer.
Know. He's been taking that one drug. What is it called?
Propofol.
No.
Hydrochloroquine.
Hydrochloroquine. Yeah, that what you said. Mark, no. What you said, Mark, is what Michael Jackson took to sleep. No.
Okay. Same thing. How do you know Clint's not taking that?
Oh, I don't think he is. Clint, though, you want to talk about compromised health. Well, let's find out where he is. Clint, are you listening? Or Deputy Slim? Come on, guys. So anyway, if you know anybody, seriously, who's gone through COVID, let us know about it. You know, I continually say, you know, I don't want to get into this politically. I don't want to get sick with COVID. I don't care. I mean, and do I think it's as bad as people say? No, but for me it might be. I'm over 65. Here's the other thing, okay? I don't think it's a walk in the park, okay? We should all do that common sense thing. I do think the shutdown of the entire country and the world was overdone, and we could have approached it in other ways. But having said all that, right now, no matter who you support for president, you should be using common sense. Somehow, people have gotten the message that if they wear a mask or try to do some common sense measures, they're somehow a liberal, and they don't want to be labeled. Honest to God, Mark, people sometimes I think it's like they're asserting their independence, and I'm saying, look, we can all be independent. Let's just do some common sense stuff. I don't want to tempt fate. I don't want to say, hey, this is nothing, because it's certainly something. I think as it turns out, it's going to be as bad as any flu. It's not going to be much worse, but hell, I don't want to get SARS. I don't want to get the other flus. I don't want to get swine flu. I don't want to get any of them. Do you know only 45% of the people get vaccinated against regular flu? That's unbelievable. So this year they say they're going to have a problem because they think people will stay away from the regular flu vaccine waiting for the COVID vaccine. But they say the COVID vaccine will only be for COVID, and the other flus may have a resurgence, and we may end up with a pandemic on top of a pandemic. True story. That's what is concerning health officials right now. So I'm going to get the regular flu shot. Then if a safe shot comes out, or relatively safe on the COVID, after some testing, I'll take that one. Of course, you guys do what you want. Now, this hour brought to you by Frank Duran, therealestateman.com. Frank Duran can buy and sell real estate for you. He's a broker, and he can save you money if you're buying and get you more money if you're selling. I know it sounds like a dichotomy, but that's what he does. He's a negotiation expert, and he works tenaciously for you. He'll never hold you to a long-term contract if you change your mind or you're unhappy. He knows how to do it right. 303-920-1622. Frank Duran, therealestateman.com. Julia, what's going on with you? Julia, this is a sad story. I looked at some of the paperwork. What's going on? Yes, Julia, what's happening?
We have we bought a trailer, a mobile home.
Yes, Julia.
And the landlord the man that owns it he went out of the country for, I don't know, he was gone for over a year, I think.
Yeah.
But anyway, we had called him and told him about the roof on the house, that it needed to be replaced, because he told me to get a couple estimates. So I did, and when I told him how much it was, he was really upset, I guess. I don't know.
What did he say?
But he said that I was asking him about our insurance, because we were supposedly paying him insurance and taxes.
So let me get this straight. The agreement you had, according to what I saw, was an option to buy. You actually didn't buy the trailer. You bought an option to buy. And then you had to do a certain number of things for it to be a valid option. And under the option agreement, you can't really insure it under your insurance except as a renter, because you don't own it. So was the roof a result of a hailstorm or a storm, or was it the result?
No, it's just over time. It's old. It's like a 1999.
Okay. So Julia, was that part of the agreement that he would replace the roof?
That he would replace, he would fix whatever was
Where does
broke.
It say that? It says that he's going to fix whatever is broke.
It doesn't say that. It was just word of mouth with us.
Here's the problem, Julia. In real estate, word of mouth is not enforceable. It isn't. Now, what is enforceable is the contract. So, here's what I want to know. The terms of the contract are such that you bought an option. Isn't that the way it was worded? You bought the option for $18,000?
It's a lease with option to purchase.
Yes, it's a lease with an option, and you paid for the option, it said. It says here, for fully earned option payment, that means a one-time payment of $18,000, lessor grants lessee the option to purchase it over 4 years. And
right.
you have to meet 2 conditions.
Right.
The conditions are that you have to pay $425 every month for a lease payment.
Yeah.
And then what's the other condition, Deputy Dan? Did you see it? She has to pay the lot rent. And the lot
rent.
Yeah, the lot rent.
Yeah.
So you have to make 2 payments every single month, and if you do that for 4 years, then you have the option to buy it.
Right.
Okay, so how many years have you been doing it?
You know, we've been here since 2016, August.
Well, then you've done it, right?
August of 2000. Oh, I'm saying we did.
Well, wait a minute.
I mean, we paid enough money.
August of 2020 is your option. But
right.
It doesn't say here what the option.
No, it said July 30th, he said.
Okay, that's what it says.
Didn't come up
so you had to come up with $18,000, then you had to come up with $14,000, then you had to come up with $9,600, then you had to come up with $4,900, and then you would own it. In addition to paying the monthly payments that come to about $850 a month. So I'm asking a very simple question. Did you make each and every option payment except the one that's due on the 30th? Well, hold on. No, July 30th. Did you make every payment?
Yeah. Yeah, we've made every payment, and we've been paying $490.
Okay, well, whatever. Well, hold on. It says here you have 2 payments. One is $420.
Right. Yeah, but no, we've been paying $490.
To
That's
who?
what I'm talking about. To the landlord.
Okay.
To the guy that
Listen.
the owner of the trailer.
Listen, Julia, I just have to ask a question. You paid $18,000 on July 30th, 2017, right?
Yes.
Did you pay $14,000 the following year?
I'm not. I didn't figure on that. I was figuring on the balance of what he gave us. He made a depreciation schedule.
I don't know what you're talking about. This contract says you had 4 payments due. One was $18,000. One was $14,000. One was $9,600. Did you make a payment of $9,600 last July?
No, not one payment. We've been making payments.
No, that's not what it says, dear. That's not what it says. It says that in addition to those monthly payments, you have to make all those lump sum payments. You didn't make any of them except the one for $18,000. You did not make any payments that were due under this contract. Why can't you see that? I mean, I'm not on this guy's side, but I don't want you to. I don't want you to go off half-cocked thinking you got something here. It says pretty plainly to me. I'm not giving you legal advice. I am just reading this as a regular person, and it says you agree to pay $425 starting August 1st, 2016. A lease payment of $425. To the lease, to the lessor. Then you agree to pay Blue Spruce Village another $450. So you agree basically to make payments of $875 plus other charges. And then in addition to that, you have to make all the other payments.
In one lump sum, each one of them?
It says lessor offers leasee.
I don't understand it. I'm just not understanding it.
Well, because you don't understand it doesn't necessarily invalidate it. It pretty clearly says that you're going to pay a lease payment. You're going to pay the lease payment to him. You're going to pay the lease payment to the trailer park. You're going to pay the water, trash, and septic. And in addition to that, it says this. Lessor offers this option according to the following schedule. On or before July 30th, you have to pay $18. On or before July 30th, 2018, you have to pay $14. On or before 2019, July 30th, you got to pay $9,600. On or before July 30th, 2020, you got to pay $4,900. You didn't make any of those payments. I don't know what I can do for you, Julia. You got to go see an attorney who can do a miracle, because if you didn't make those payments, you have defaulted on this agreement. Is there something that I don't know about? You have defaulted. The only thing you've been doing is making monthly payments. But you haven't.
You never. Did she pay them any lump sum at all?
I paid $18,000.
She made the first one. Only the first one.
Oh my God.
What's that?
Got a break.
How much was that? 18. That's what it says here. It's 18,000. No, it says for fully earned option payment of $18,000 received July 30, 2016, they grant the lessee option to purchase under 2 conditions. Then it says the option to purchase the following payments. She had to make other payments. She never made those 4. She only made 1. Okay, she had to make 5 payments, Mark. She made 1. Okay, and if you add up all the payments, it's 18 and 18, 36,000. Huh? $44,000 in payments she had to make in addition to her monthly payments, and she never made them. And you know what? It's probably good that you didn't. You know why?
It's more than that. It's more than that. It's 18 times 2 plus 14, 9,649, plus all the other monthly pay. She's paying like $100,000 for that box.
Mark, no. The monthly payment, she lived there. That's not toward the option. We got more coming up.
I'm Raymond Denton.
Clear. You got QC manufacturing by 30 seconds. Total market stay around.
See, I read that.
Let's do both.
I read that
just for this.
differently.
Yeah, he wants me to do that.
They're offering away the fresh start.
Because I got it.
If you qualify, it could save you thousands.
No problem. QC manufacturing.
Yeah. And then I'll get him in on the others, right?
Possible tax.
Gotcha. 5 seconds.
$75.
So this 46.5. See, I read that she could purchase it. God, man, she got screwed in this.
I love my whole house fan. You'll love yours if you get one. I just used it today, okay? So I come into the house and I don't have my air on. I turn that on this morning. It cools down the house. Then I turn the air on to maintain it. And I use way less air conditioning. I have a cool air in the morning and in the evening. If you have a full basement, you can use it all day in some cases and not use air. Check them out. QCcolorado.com. That's QCcolorado.com. 720-398-4510. 720-398-4510. I love QC Colorado. You will too. QCcolorado.com. Now you get, right now, you get some comfort. You get AC bills cheaper. You get ventilation. It's eco-friendly. It's quiet. Installation takes an hour only, or maybe a little more, and there's no wiring in the walls. It's all remote controlled. QCcolorado.com. Another important call you can make in your life is Mile High estate planning. Everyone needs an estate plan, virtually everyone. Blake Harris will talk to you about your estate plan. He'll go through it free of charge. Yeah, free. No ifs, ands, or buts. And then what he'll do is he'll recommend what you need and how much it'll cost with flat rate pricing. If you decide to have it done, Blake Harris will do it for you and take care of every aspect of it. That's what I love about Blake Harris. He leaves no stone unturned. He'll protect your legacy. He'll protect your assets while you're alive. He'll protect you while you're alive from ruining and losing all your assets for long-term care. He can protect those assets for your heirs. Then he can also protect all of your heirs. You gotta call him 720-924-6171. It's all about protection. 720-924-6171. MileHighEstatePlanning.com.
Okay, the way I read this, if he makes any of those payments, he gets to purchase it for cash. So at this point here, it would cost that other $18,000. If he waited to 2018, it would cost him $14,000.
It costs less.
It would cost less. So he's not making each payment. He's just.
Are you sure?
Well, it's in a different paragraph.
Can we get the guy on?
I don't know. I don't have his number. Do you read like that, Mark?
No, man.
Well,
I read it like she's got to pay $63,500.
No, okay, but look at it. It says lesser offers lessee the option to purchase the home for cash, according to the following schedule. On or before each one of those dates, if they pay that, now they can own it. Plus the make.
I see what you're saying. But okay, so she would have paid example $36,000.
If she would have bought it before 2017.
Well, right now she could. If she pays $4,900, she should get it.
Right. But,
okay, I agree with that. Yes.
But remember, it says right there on or before July 30th.
Yes, Dad.
It's now after that.
Yeah, but I do. I read it the same way you do.
Office, which we have to be out of the office in the basement by this weekend.
So we have to move? We have to all meet and move?
Oh, fuck.
Yep.
Rocky Mountain Men's Clinic.
But we have no furniture or anything, do we?
Yeah.
I already got an email into Dominic. I've got questions just like that.
I think there's a corner where your office can be. The rest of it's just you'll see the video and the picture that I sent.
I didn't see a video. I just see photos. Oh, there's the video. Okay.
Video of what?
Here is walking in the door. So here is what on the door.
But on Mark, now this is where it gets ambiguous that they didn't make it before July 30th. And then also, if they were late, I believe I talked to the husband, not to her, but they were late a couple times.
But there's enough room. There's a lot of counter space. So
we'll just make it work.
I guess, Mark, this all needs to be moved.
What?
By calling 303-695-7000.
What are we making work?
How can we move all of our stuff, Mark?
How can Mark? Tom's talking to you.
I know. I've been trying to talk. I can't. Go ahead.
What's that?
He's trying to talk to you. Listen to him. You had your headphones on.
I'm listening.
What?
Okay, so our office is done off the newsroom. They put basically, it's good the way they did it. They put a counter kind of all the way around for us to pull chairs under. We don't have to buy a bunch of desks or anything. But we have to move our stuff up into that office, and I want to do it neatly, and I don't know how to do it and when to do it. I mean, right now we don't have to set it all up, but they want us to get our stuff out of the basement.
Jesus Christ. Remember last time they gave us 2 fucking days?
And then they didn't do anything with the space for 2 months.
So I don't know what to do.
I don't know what to do either. I mean, I already fucking
Hey, mute.
Can we hire some people? Hi, Tom Martino.
Your troubleshooter. 303-713-TALK. 303-713-8255. All right. We're here to help you solve your problems, answer your questions, and take your complaints. I might be reading this agreement wrong, but no matter what, Dan, you say it's a depreciation schedule. So the longer she makes her payments, the less she has to pay in cash.
I agree with that as well.
So the first payment was $18. Everyone agrees on that. Then she had to keep making payments. And then if she wanted to buy it in 2017, she would owe $18. But because she keeps making payments, it gets lesser and lesser, which seems fair. So if she wanted to buy it in 2018, she'd pay $14,000. If she wants to buy it in 2019, she'd pay $9,600. So the good news is, if you want to buy it this year, you were supposed to have your payment by July 30th of $4,900. Did you pay him the $4,900, Julia?
No.
Do you have $4,900?
We didn't. No, but I could maybe get it.
Has he taken away the option?
Yeah, he did. He said, "You're renting now. You don't have the option to buy."
Because you let it expire. See, that 18 grand, the way I'm reading it, that 18 grand gave you the right to buy it over the next 4 years. And it gave you all all you had to do was come up with that money in addition to making your monthly payments. Now, we're not doubting you.
Oh, well, see, I just didn't understand that, and
Why don't you? Well, I'm not. Listen, I don't want you to take my word for it. Like, you might want to take this to an attorney, and maybe they can find a loophole or something. But right now, what I'm saying is, what it looks like to me is you missed your chance on July 30th, and it says here, if you default, the option to purchase
on our payments.
On
it says if we default on our payments.
On the two conditions. Yeah, you know what? This is weird. It's weird the way it's written. He says if you default on the two conditions, which to me sound like the monthly payments. It doesn't sound like, but is he saying, okay, we need to talk to him. How do we get a hold of him?
I can give you his phone number.
All right, why don't you do that? That's what we have to talk. Julia, I agree with you that it's an ambiguous ad. It does seem like the two conditions he's talking about are the monthly payments, and you didn't default on those. Or did you?
No, because you know what? Let me tell you something.
Did
we were
you?
paying him $490.
I know, but I'm asking a question. Did you miss any payments?
No.
Not one.
Were you late on any?
You know, at one time we were, but we called him and he said, well, that's okay, just get it into me.
Okay.
How late were you?
Oh, one time because Rudy didn't have a job. We were, how late? We were about a week.
Why did it go up to $490 if it says $425 here?
And if she was only late a week, that is insane if this dirtbag is going to say that's why she can't do it.
No, Mark, that's not why. It's because July 30th,
Then why did she send that entire schedule with late payments? I don't understand.
No, and he charged us interest, too.
I think
Did you see the depreciation?
I think he is saying that she defaulted on the $4,900 payment. But we won't know until
on the 49, yes.
Yeah. So
yeah, that's what he told me.
Yeah.
Oh, well, okay.
He said you did not come up with $4,900, so you are now renting. He told me.
He's right.
Yeah, but that's what you agreed to at the beginning. I mean, you know that.
But see,
excuse, she has an excuse. Don't tell me the excuse again that you were paying him $490 instead of $425. It says nowhere at all that you're going to get credit for that extra, the extra money you're paying. You're trying to make the argument that because you were making an extra monthly payment instead of $425, you were making, how much more a month was she making? You want that credited. Well, why didn't you tell him that years ago? Why the hell did you start paying $490? You're the one that made out the check. Why didn't you make out the check for $425? I don't understand it. He wanted $425, and you sent him an extra $65 every month. Why did you do that? Why did you do it?
Because we were supposedly making payments on insurance and...
Okay, then that doesn't count. Okay, if that's what you were paying, that's fine. Okay, you paid him. You're not going to get any special grace for paying him in that extra $65. It's not going to go towards the $4,900. What we have to do is ask him if he'd give you some grace because you expired your option on July 30th. Let's ask him if he'll give you an extension. I don't know why this guy would be mean. I mean, it seems to me you were making every payment, and it seems to me that he should give you a little chance to get this money together. I mean, I'm on your side, Julia, but also you can't just read into agreements anything you want to read into them. I'm glad that Dan read closer and clarified because I was thinking you had to make all those payments. You only have to make one of those payments in order to own it and to terminate the option, and it becomes your trailer. But you didn't make any of them. And now you only owe $4,900 if he'll take it. But he told you, no, you're renting now. You no longer have an option. So hold on. Let's get his number. Let's try to call and talk to him. Dan, you have a comment I want to take right after this on COVID. Nicole wants to talk about an HOA and one person controlling it. I've warned about that. We have more coming up.
You know, Mark, are you there too? Mark. So here's another thing. It doesn't say in the contract that she'd have to pay that $65. So that's about $3,900. We could put it on says, hey, you got to pay her $3,900 if you're going to get rid of this, because the contract doesn't say that. That's $65.
Let's just call the guy, see what he says.
Yeah, we got to get the number.
Yeah. You want to mark the autograph?
But she's got to have $4,900 ready to go.
Mark, Art of Granite.
Yes, go ahead, man.
On the Highway Drive. Off Highway, the biggest slow spot is southbound Parker Road approaching Orchard. Construction is the culprit, so watch out.
So you're doing Art of Granite, second 30.
470 express lanes are now open between Washington I-25. Remember that tolls are now in weather forecast.
Can one of you clarify after these spots what DAF is saying about the office?
Right now, partly cloudy in Denver and 78.
One of us?
Impact traffic and weather. I'm Pete Wagner. 6:30.
Are you asking Tom that?
I'm asking whoever knows.
Okay, I don't think anybody knows.
Okay, I'm just going to ask Spence.
That'd be good. That'd be good.
It's not reasonable to give us 2 days like this.
Agreed.
Online. You can count on Napa Know-How.
Joseph A. Lazara is an attorney at law, a criminal defense attorney, and I always say this, I hope you never need him. But he's there to help you if you do. Joseph A. Lazara. I've known him for near 30 years, and you know what? If you need someone in a pinch, if you're accused of something, or if you know someone accused of something, including a DUI, call Joe for help. Even if you want to plead guilty and work through the system, you need someone to help you through it. Don't try to do it alone whenever a criminal charge comes up of any kind. LazaraLegal.com. LAZZARA legal.com. That's 2 Z's and 1 R. 303-429-6200. You know, you should never shop for an attorney when you're under the pressure of a charge. Seriously, you can make the wrong mistakes. Joe charges everything on flat rates, and you'll know that price up front. LazaraLegal.com, 303-429-6200. That's 303-429-6200.
Hey there, Dan Chikini, owner of Done Right Kitchens and Baths, windows and doors. There's absolutely...
Okay, you're on again. So Mark is going to...
I'm emailing Tim to see what the deal is, because Dominic is telling me different shit.
Yeah, I think you're the best. Go
I totally agree, Mark.
And I'm telling him, with 2 days' notice, there is no way we can move that shit.
We'll build it from the bottom up, first rate all the way. And let's not forget that very special bath.
First of all, they had movers help us last time.
Moldy, smelly bath.
Are those tables? Whose are the tables? Is that their tables or your tables, Tom?
What's that?
Theirs.
The tables.
The tables are theirs.
Okay.
Hold on, guys.
Okay, Tom. So folks, give us a call and see what our family can do for your family. Kitchens, baths, counters, and floors, and even replacement windows and doors. We have our wonderful feature right at Done Right. 303-722-2295, 800-362-8370, or trhi.com.
Beautiful new countertops, usually within 2 weeks for your kitchen or your bathroom, in which the Art of Granite right now is doing a free bath vanity if you get the kitchen done. Mitch never tears it. Tear it or haul it, is always free. And I must tell you something, I've used it twice, and it's just a beautiful job. No matter what you have looked at when it comes to new countertops, Mitch will do a better job. I promise you. His pricing is excellent. Give him a call right now. 303-386-5919, theartofgranite.com.
I'm United States Surgeon General Jerome Al.
America's doctor. Hey, Mark, just let you know your VPN must have changed. The camera still doesn't come up.
All right, let me go look right now. I'll think about it. God, that drives me crazy. That
I know.
last time they had you guys move in 2 days' notice.
Not only that, is that...
But they had someone do it for us, though. They didn't make us do it.
But we cleaned everything up. We had to move our personal stuff.
We don't have a shitload to move. What we need to do is just grab some labor, a couple guys, and move it if it comes down to that. But let's see what Spence says.
Tom?
Yeah.
We got a minute to talk about something?
Yeah.
We'll have Doc move it.
I'll be happy to help.
Thank you.
So,
I'll just get a headset and I'll direct you from here.
She worked for August Health, and here's the problem. She claims they owe her
you bastard.
$200. because
Doc,
she
make a
worked
left. Okay, grab that
and
printer.
their system, she couldn't clock
Do you
in
see
and
the
out.
safe?
And she said, well, I work, but they have no record.
You must pick it up.
She has a
You can't get the fridge and the
worked
safe at
for
the same time?
that willing to attest to the fact that, yeah, I was she was at my house. So what should the next step be?
Okay, so.
I bet you that's what happened. I bet you we did lose power
No,
last
that's
night.
not 300.
They cater everything by that.
Right, because you say that when
She should put in line with the labor board.
labor board? Okay.
Because there's no way we can tell, you know, if she didn't log in and out.
Even though she has, the client will testify.
I'll give a call to the, do you want to call her or have me call her, that guy?
Oh, no, they authorize them, go, okay, I see what you're saying. So the labor board is what you should.
Yeah, and then use the customer as
45 seconds.
They'll come and investigate.
Oh, okay.
Buying a home, lower your house payment, consolidate your debts. Steve Haney is the mortgage doctor.
I'm going to log in after you switch audio.
Dr. Show. Saturdays at 6 and
Okay.
3 or Sunday mornings at 10.
Volatile stock markets, job layoffs, COVID-19, November elections. How will it impact your retirement? Hi, I'm Linda Gardner, host of Your Money, Your Retirement.
All right, guys, you're back. I'll take it.
88604, that's 720.
I need that contract, I'm gonna call them.
Good, thank you. Hi, I'm Tom Martino, your troubleshooter, 303-713-TALK. RealCBDThatWorks.com. Don't forget, you can get 30% off if you use my name in the promo code, RealCBDThatWorks.com. I've been using it for months now, and I can tell you it helps with systemic inflammation as well. If you have an ache or a pain, it helps with anxiety. It's a wonderful product by Panacea Life Sciences. By the way, I also saw Pana hand sanitizers at a restaurant I went to. They sell hand sanitizers. It was wonderful stuff, and they had this on every table. It was North Restaurant. They had Pana hand sanitizer. You can get those at Panacea Life Sciences as well. That's RealCBDThatWorks.com. Dan, what is your comment on COVID? What's going on, Dan?
I'm sure you and Mark have heard of the Spanish flu.
I've heard of it, yeah. I don't know what it is.
Of course, yes.
It was a worldwide pandemic. Just real quick, it started in the United States, late
early
1917, all of 1918,
Right.
and early
okay, yes.
1919.
Yeah, I understand, yes.
Population of the country at that time estimate was 103 million. They contributed deaths to the flu at 675,000. 2020 so far, population of the country 331 million. COVID deaths reported 175,000. Big difference.
No, I understand. Here's what CNN said when they want to panic people, okay? And there's something to be said about this. This flu may turn out not to be as deadly as far as fatality rate as other flus. It might be just the same. And it also might turn out to be, that mostly people die that are 70 and older. But the point is, it's way, and I'm not giving into panic, but I'm also not being stupid. It is more contagious than any other flu. That's the real serious part. So this was CNN. I'd like to find out. They said it's the largest single death toll we've ever had since World War II or something. I don't know, death, the single event. Meaning, it's really not a single event, but it is, meaning COVID. One cause death. We've had the largest toll of death. Now, it is a large number of deaths, and I understand that proportionately to the population it is not, but it is proportionately to other forms of mass death. And I'm not saying, by the way, I'm not saying we should all shut down. I'm saying we need to use common sense. But I do think it's exaggerated as far as the seriousness of the disease. But if you can have it two ways. Let's just say this. Let's say you have a really deadly disease that's not so contagious. It'll still kill a lot of people. You can have a less deadly disease that is 10 times more contagious, and it'll kill more people than the serious one. It's not just the deadliness of it, but the contagiousness. And that's the one part about COVID
that is really scaring people. It's the contagiousness. It's so contagious. You know, like one person has the ability of infecting up to 3, I believe. Whereas regular flu...
One last, if I may, you mentioned World War II.
Yeah.
Estimated U.S. military casualties were roughly 410,000 due to all causes from World War II.
Okay.
So,
well, I don't know if that. I don't know what. All I'm saying is Anderson Cooper said something about the president not taking it seriously, and he said the single biggest death event since something or other. And I don't know if it is. I mean, obviously, unfortunately, CNN is not real news, so neither is Fox. I mean, none of them are. They all have their bend, and we have to decide what to believe. At least I see that at least Fox doesn't ignore stories, whereas CNN, it'll just be silent if they don't want to report something. I want to know how most people feel. I can't believe that only conservatives listens to this radio station or this show. Like I've heard people talking, and a lot of people are fed up with the country not doing enough. They think that we're foolish to open the economy. And they say, I heard one person say, you know, they opened the country for the Dow, you know, for the stock market, and we should still be shut down completely. I mean, there are people that really believe that everything should be shut down and we should be all at home right now. Do you know that? And they blame Trump that we're not. Now, I don't know how you feel. Don't let me put words in your mouth. And don't let me try to convince you of one thing or another. How do you feel? I'd love to know how you feel about it. We've never actually asked people. But it seems like the vast majority of my listeners seem to bend more on the conservative side. Now, I didn't go out looking for them, and I'm not welcoming one over another. I'm saying that's what it seems like to us. Nicole, what is your situation with the HOA? I have warned people about HOAs where one person can control the entire HOA or facility based on proxy votes. And I think HOAs should have protections in place to keep this from happening. I'm not sure that's what you're calling about, but what's going on with you?
Hi, Tom. Thank you
Nicole.
for taking my call.
Yes, what's going on, Nicole?
Yes. So the current unelected board member has actually been in place for the past 15 years.
Now, what do you mean unelected?
No one's voted. In the last 5 years, we have never had a vote in the last 5 years, and I've lived in this community for almost 17 years.
So they stay there by default.
I can't. Correct.
Yeah.
So, but there's never sent out any proxies. So we have a management company that does not communicate with us. We don't get any information.
Right.
If we do reach out.
Yeah, it's because of, and this happens all the time. But this is a different situation than the one I talked about. The one I talked about is one person controlling everything through proxy. But there's also another thing called apathy. Sometimes a board gets into power and the members don't push for annual meetings, they don't push for elections, they don't push for anything. Consequently, the board then starts getting controlled by one or two strong members. They hire a management company, and then the management company starts telling the board what to do, and year after year after year, after about 10 years, it becomes common. People don't even know how to get rid of the management company, and that management company actually starts making policy. It's a runaway management company and a runaway HOA. And by the way, many management companies pray for that because they become demagogues all over with these communities they control. And they keep people like you from getting a hold of other people in order to force meetings and stuff like that. That doesn't make it impossible, Nicole. It just makes it more difficult.
Okay. Well, some of the challenges that we do have, if we do contact the management company about any item that's occurring around the property where we need assistance on, they tell us that they can't help us and that we have to go to the HOA president for our HOA.
Now, the HOA president, is the HOA president the one controlling everything?
Correct, yeah.
How long has he or she been in office?
About 15 years.
Okay.
More or less, more than 5 years unelected, meaning there's never been a proxy that's been sent to us to be able to vote.
You need to go out and collect signatures. First of all, you got to get a hold of the bylaws to find out how to do it properly, and you have to do a recall election.
And we have done that. We have, at this stage, we have 174 units in our complex, and we have gotten 83 that have signed a petition requesting an HOA meeting. We then informed LCM via email that we have 83 owners that are demanding that we have our HOA meeting to elect in new board members. The other day, this past weekend, Sunday is when it was in my mailbox, we received a 6-page letter, a ballot to vote for potential new board members, and a letter addressing items that we've been asking for the last 6 years. Now, what's interesting with the ballot that we received, there's 3 names on it. One being the unelected HOA president that's kind of been in place for the last 15 years. The other 2, we just had a kind of a get-together with some of our homeowners to kind of talk about what actions that we are needing to do as a community. One of the members that arrived, he is an owner, but he has a renter in his unit, and his name is on the ballot, and he had no idea his name was on the ballot.
Well, hold on. How did these names get on the ballot?
By the unelected HOA.
No. Here's what you need to do. You need to find out in the bylaws the proper procedure for nominating officers and make sure they did it. Hold on, I have something else for you, but I want to take Joe's and Chris' comment right after the break. Joe, Chris, hang on.
Tell your clear, Flexident and Fix 24/7 in 1 minute. Which one do you want him to get?
D in the morning, Dan Catless in the afternoon.
Okay, hold on, I'm sorry. Let me look.
Denver's talk station.
I'll do Fix It. He can do Flexident. Mark, make sure you talk about how simple it is with Flexident.
This report is sponsored by...
With getting the claim number.
One minor slow spot on the highway drive southbound.
Yeah, Flexident first.
Yeah, but do the one, where now you don't have to wait for an adjuster. You just get a claim number, and then they trust Flexident to do the rest.
Say that again, Tom. I missed that.
It's on the script, but you don't have to wait for approval of an adjuster. You call your insurance company. You don't have to leave home. They give you a claim number, and they trust Flexident to do the assessment. And then also, Flexident has free pickup and delivery and free rentals.
Got it.
Or free rentals, right.
Cloudy in Denver and 78. With your impact traffic and weather, I'm Pete Wagner, 630 K-House.
With thousands of locally owned Napa stores across the nation, chances are that wherever you call home, they do too. So whether you stop by your local Napa Auto Parts store, a Napa Auto Care Center, or visit Napa online, you can count on Napa Know-How.
If you have hail damage to your car, you need to call Flexident. These guys can usually make it so you don't have to pay your deductible, and they make it so easy. They deal directly with your insurance company. You just call up, you put the claim in, then you show up, and guess what? You don't even have to drive to Flexident. Nick and the gang down there will actually come pick up your car and deliver it back to you, save you a ton of money. Flexident of Colorado, paintless dent repair. If your car has damage, give these guys a call. 303-619-6273, or check them out at flexidentofcolorado.com.
What if you could make a choice that more? At Indigo, we're building a system designed to help increase your...
One of our bikes shows up tomorrow.
All right.
You can see benefits.
Tom and Steph want to race you in...
No.
You said.
There's no way they can win. Theirs only do, 21 or 18?
No, I thought yours go pretty fast.
Well, no, Mark, I don't think there's a limit. There's a limit to the boost, you mean? Yes. There's a limit to the boost, you're right, but not a limit to the speed. Fix It 24/7. That's the place to call for plumbing, heating, cooling, electric, and drains. George Donaldson, let me just call him out. He started this company. Well, he bought this company and then changed it, transformed it. He's been around for years. I've known him for 20 years, and he does plumbing, heating, cooling, electric, and drains with a culture of adding value, giving value, and doing the best you can. And you know what? He'll show you that. Now, they're very busy, but you know what? If you are new to this company, they'll do a $39 free, clean, not free, a $39 check and clean of your furnace. They spend hours on this thing. Now, normally this could be several $100s worth of work. I'm serious. They take out the blower motor, they take it apart to the extent they can, they refurbish the entire system. They want you to see the level of their service. Fix It 24/7. 720-526-3939. Sorry, I thought this was.
You know,
I thought it was a minute. Sorry, just looked at it.
All right. Call to United Healthcare. They got the answers I need.
Feel free to whisper in my ear if I do that again and I say.
Is he talking to Doc?
What's that?
Whisper in your ear. Were you talking to Doc? Just blow lightly.
Wait, he does know what?
Lightly blow in my ear, Doc.
Hey, Mark, I thought you and I had an exclusive relationship. Why would I ruin it by blowing in Tom's ear?
That's a good point.
I'm never exclusive, buddy.
United Healthcare Insurance Company pays royalty fees to AARP for use of its intellectual property. AARP and its affiliates are not insurers. AARP is not an employer or endorsed agents, producers, or brokers.
So when I call him up, I got to call her to make sure. Really, their $65 a month overpayment comes to be $3,900 plus interest. It's going to be at least $4,900.
Say that again?
On that mobile home.
Yeah.
The contract says nothing about paying insurance or anything like that. That extra $65 a month.
Yeah.
If you add that over the 5 years, it comes to be $3,900 plus interest.
I think you're wrong.
What? Why? Where does it say that?
No, I think your math's fucking wrong.
No, it's not.
I could have been wrong. I already did it.
65 times.
Oh, I didn't know it was
5 years?
5 years. I thought it was 3 years.
No, they started in 2016.
How many? What is that? 60 months?
Yeah, that's what I put.
Yeah, 3,900. But that was for insurance and taxes, wasn't it?
But it doesn't say they got to pay it in the contract.
Okay, well, just call the guy up and see what he says.
No, I am. I just got to make sure this could get ugly with her. So I got to make sure she's good with that.
What do you mean ugly with her?
He could boot her out in 30 days.
She gave the number. She gave us the number.
No, the guy could boot her out in 30 days.
No. What I'm saying is, she gave us the number to call him.
I understand, but I got to talk to her to make sure that she's ready for what can happen.
I got you.
For your free quote, call 800-721-4880. That's 800-721-4880. 800-721-4880.
Read my lips. No new taxes.
You save.
Read my lips. A fucking shitload of new taxes.
I guess Clinton said last night, this is what Ross said, that he called Trump lazy. Here, this is the guy that was getting head in the office during working hours.
Have you ever self-diagnosed your own X-ray? Only my teeth out. Pete and Sebastian Show on the iHeartRadio app. This is exciting! Or wherever you get your podcasts.
Hot. 303-713-TALK. 303-713-8255. So, Chris, what is your comment? I don't think I took you. Did I, Chris, on COVID? Do you have a comment?
Just real quick on the COVID thing.
Yes, sir.
I think it's disingenuous to the science to just label, people go off with, death rates. Oh, this killed more people than this. That's not how science works. Like chicken pox, you can develop into shingles later in life. We have no idea with this. And the public and the media at large doesn't like when science says, I don't know. So they like to fill in the blanks.
So what do you think, Chris? Do you think we are overselling it or the media, is overselling it or underselling it? Do you think the public is not taking it as seriously or too seriously?
I think the public is combative of the media. Most of us realize, both sides of the aisle as far as media goes, that they fall into extremes, and the public, is outright, not wearing masks or the hell with it, because they're the government and whatnot, they went too drastic, and it should have been a gradual, hindsight's 20/20, but they went too far to begin with, and then kind of laxed too quickly. but there was a happy medium there that everybody kind of avoided.
Right. You're right, Chris.
All or nothing.
Chris, I think you're right. We did do it too much too fast and too little. And I think this extreme has people crazy because at one time masks didn't do anything, then they're saying wear masks. I think in the very beginning, they should have quarantined older people, did social distancing, masks, and been strict without shutting down the entire world. We would have thrived very well, but that's too late. Like you said, hindsight is 20/20. I don't know what I would have done in office, but here's the deal. Okay, it's a dichotomy the way I feel. I feel one way, oh, this is not as serious as they're saying, you know, but yet it's killing a ton of people because it's so contagious. And I'm saying to myself, okay, Tom, you're not a big, brave man. You don't want to get sick either. I mean, I start thinking to myself, this isn't over. Tom, you don't want to get sick. Because I start letting my guard down. And here's what I wish. I wish, Chris, we could express opinions without it being political. I swear to God that is where I think I get pissed off. Why you can't have a common sense approach without being labeled progressive or liberal or conservative, and why in order to be a Trump supporter you got to believe it's horse crap, and in order to be a Democrat you have to believe it's the worst thing that ever happened. Now, Joe, if you're still on, please, I want to come to you as well, but I'm out of time. We got another hour to go. Nicole, we're still going to talk about the HOA. I have some ideas. And anyone else who wants to call, 303-713-TALK. I promise I will get through your calls quickly, and we will kick some butt for you. 303-713-8255.
You're not alone in being clear.
Out. Kick your butt nation today.
Anyway, let's see.
I gotta call it Julia.
Do you think Dr. Mercola is a nut?
Revenues are down. The virus hit the IRS delayed filings and payment due dates, but that's over now. And they're not forgiving taxes. Back tax problems are real, but don't stress it. I'm consumer advocate Tom Martino. If you have back tax debt, call my friends at Larson Tax Relief.
Hey, Tom, are you there?
Urgency and long-term tax.
Yes, I'm here. Yeah.
Okay, so you know how my girlfriend is allergic to every fruit on the planet.
Strategize and prioritize.
What does that mean?
She's allergic to every fruit on the planet.
Honest to God.
Yes, even fruits from Africa, dragon fruit, strawberry.
Really? Why? I wonder.
I don't know, but I'm just asking, do you know of any smoothie, vitamin supplement, anything that she can do to get her vitamins that she normally can't get from fruit because she can't?
Well, it's actually, hold on now. Yes, and it's good that she can't consume fruit because fruit has too much sugar. See, a lot of people, here's what they do. They try to get the nutrients, let's say like vitamin C. But to get the nutrients you would need, the vitamin C you would need in an orange, you have to have too much sugar consumed. So that's the weirdness about nature. Here's the deal. There's something called Juice Plus. It is a vitamin supplement that is the best at taking the micronutrients from fruit and vegetables and condensing them into daily tablets. And here's the great thing about it. If you do 2 of those a day, of the garden blend and 2 of the orchard blend, that's what I do, you get every single piece of nutrient you need for a balanced diet. If you did nothing else, if you ate only a piece of bread or only ate a hamburger a day and drank nothing but water, you would still have nutrients to keep you alive. It's called a microfood, a micronutrient. It's not just a supplement. It's to me the answer to a balanced diet. Because when I take those, I don't have to worry about how I eat. I just take those.
Gotcha. Because she was just looking around for just something. Because she wants a smoothie, but I was like, you'll die.
Yeah, and the problem is, it's not fun, the Juice Plus. It's just 2 capsules, so you don't get the smoothie. But you get the nutrients, those micronutrients.
Wears masks and stuff.
Well, that's a start, so we'll figure it out from there.
And it really is good.
Rather than just being out in the community.
Uber and Lyft drivers are preparing.
How could she learn every food? Doesn't make sense.
California's Attorney General has filed a lawsuit over the classification of Uber and Lyft drivers as independent contractors. She wants them moved into the employee category, making them eligible for unemployment benefits if they lose their jobs. That would cost the companies hundreds of millions of dollars. Both Lyft and Uber say that if their appeals to the reclassification are unsuccessful, they'll be forced to shut down in California as early as tomorrow. Jim Ryan, ABC News.
Kaylee Hartong.
I think they should leave them alone.
This is good news.
Let them be independent
We need it
contractors.
to. Right now, Medishare is waiving their new member fees. This will save you money on top of all that you're saving each month by becoming a member of Medishare. So many people are looking for a healthcare solution right now.
Medishare, yeah, the Christian way. You pay and get nothing.
For health insurance. The typical family saves $500 a month. But
you save $500 a month and get nothing covered. I never got one thing covered. Not one.
Because of the current economic situation, making it easier than ever.
Really?
Nothing. You get nothing. That's the deal. It's cheap. Like, I paid $300 something a month for me, but you know what? I got nothing. First of all, you got to meet this fair share, then you got to, oh man, I got so pissed. I don't even want to talk about it. I said, what basically do you cover?
That's 855-BIBLE.
And they say nothing.
No, they didn't say nothing, but the thing is, it's ridiculous is what it is. I mean, really, I joke and say nothing because nothing was covered. And nothing. I mean, I said, well, what? If they said, well, have you ever had to do this or that? They gave me some examples, like if the planets were aligned. I really got. I got pissed.
We are going to need to stand vigilant.
And they play off the Christian thing, which I don't even understand that. I don't like playing off Christians. I don't like that. Why? I just don't like that.
I don't blame you. It should be non-sectarian.
Fire danger as it stands with the forest being historically dry, potentially the most severe fire weather we've seen in about 18 years. Last time we saw it like this, it was 2002.
Red flag warnings are up in the high country, including the foothills west of Denver. In the metro area, there's an air quality alert for wildfire smoke. In sports, the Avs try to close out their playoff series today with the Coyotes. The Nuggets are taking on the Jets in first-round action. That's the latest. I'm Chad Hoffman.
Now, Impact Traffic.
This report is sponsored by Indeed.com.
Still a decent drive in the metro area right now in the freeway system. Off highway, just a couple of trouble spots to watch out for. Crews are on the scene of a crash at Colorado and County Line Road. Best to avoid that area for now. Also avoid southbound Parker Road approaching Orchard. Road work has that drive clogged up. Just watch out for that.
I can give you an update on the trailer. And the update is they think they will get kicked out, so she's got to talk to her husband before I give him a call.
Canyon for the wildfires. The weather forecast. Well, could be a chance of afternoon thunderstorms again today. A good chance of that. A high near 95. Right now, partly cloudy and 78. With your impact traffic and weather, I'm Pete Wagner. 6:30. Say how.
If the next step for your business is finding a high-impact hire, try Indeed. Their flexible payment options mean better bang for your buck with no long-term contracts. Indeed will even give you a $75 credit for your first job post at Indeed.com/high-impact. Terms and conditions apply.
When you start getting into debt, it can be a little bit at a time, but if you quietly build up, and the high interest rates tied to some of your credit cards or personal loans can cost you a lot of money, but it doesn't have to be this way. Hey guys, it's Ross Kaminsky, and if you're a homeowner, you can refinance any high interest debt into your mortgage at a much lower rate, creating up to maybe $1,000 a month in monthly savings, maybe more. It just takes a 10-minute call to American Financing to get started. We'll work with a dedicated mortgage consultant, someone who will customize a loan program to achieve your financial goals. There's no pressure, no upfront or hidden fees, and you don't have to start your loan term over. Instead, you can choose any term you need, which can mean tens of thousands of dollars in long-term interest savings. You might even be able to postpone 2 mortgage payments. So call 303-695-7000 to learn more. That's 303-695-7000 or online at AmericanFinancing.net.
MLS 1-2-3-3-4, regulated by the Division of Real Estate.
ExcelRoofing.com, 303-761-6400.
It's your chance to win one top.
All right, gentlemen, your backhand, about 10 seconds. Here we go.
To 200-200. You'll get a confirmation text and info. Standard data and message rates apply in this nationwide contest. That's win to 200-200.
Doc, if you came across a woman having a baby, would it
Tom Martino, your troubleshooter. Troubleshooter, 303-713-TALK, 303-713-8255. Welcome to the only show of its kind anywhere in the universe. And I mean that sincerely, because we solve problems, answer questions, take complaints. Yeah, and that's what we do, and we do it every day, and we recover millions of dollars. This hour brought to you by OneClearChoiceDoors.com. One Clear Choice Doors. That's One Clear Choice Garage Doors, but the website is OneClearChoiceDoors.com. I want you to go to that website. Every single price they have is publicly listed because they're proud of it. They do great jobs. For $80, you get a full inspection of your door, including the cables, the adjustments they make, lubrication, tightening of hinge bolts, all of that for $80. If you're moving into a house, do it. You'd love it. But OneClearChoiceDoors.com. Let's talk to you. Okay, Nicole has this HOA, has a problem. Ken's got a comment. I'll take Ken right now with a comment on COVID. I wanted more people to comment because here's what I do. I don't often survey my audience on how they feel. And I've never actually asked, do you feel it was overblown, underblown? Do you feel like it's serious, not serious? Do you think it's political or should be political? I think I have a very common sense approach. I think it's serious. I think we have to take measures to keep it at bay. I don't think we should shut down the entire country, nor do I think we should leave people alone who aren't at high risk, but concentrate more on the higher risk. But anyway, go ahead. What do you think, Ken?
Well, listen, Tom, what bothers me most about what's happening is the influence of people who are on the radio and how they influence. Let me give you an example. When this first happened, Fox came out and mostly said, this is a hoax, fake news.
Did they really?
This is the way they talk.
Did they
yes,
really?
I didn't know that. He's lying. He's literally lying.
Weeks.
Go ahead, Ken.
Now, I listen to Fox Sports all the time.
I'll let you
and
finish. Go ahead.
Every commentator on Fox Sports was, I don't know why we're doing this. This isn't. It isn't anything more than just a flu. And I wonder how if they even think about how many people they've influenced because of their opinion and how many lives that's cost. And another thing is when you talk about whether young people are immune to this or whether they're okay with it, take a look at Florida. Right now, under 10 years old is over 7% of the ones that are getting it.
But they're not getting sick though, and they're not dying. They are spreading it though. Listen, I'm with you, Ken. I think we have Ken. I don't think it's fake. Go ahead. The average age for what, sir?
The average age for people dying from this has dropped way down from what it was in the beginning.
Ken, that is absolutely not true.
Yeah.
That's one thing that I've looked into. Ken, there are so many deaths that are being attributed to COVID from younger people, including motorcycle accidents, intoxication. I don't want to really argue that, but the death rate is minuscule. I'm sorry, I'm not saying that it's not a serious disease, because it is. Because even a small death rate can kill a ton of people because of how contagious it is. We can agree on that, and I do, but please don't say the death rate is somehow, the death rate right now is hovering at or below regular flu. It really is. And of that, it's 70 and above. So, Ken, I don't know where you're getting your stats, but I can show you specifically that is not true. It's just not. So I know that maybe you think I'm one of those media people who are poo-hooing this. I am not. Do you think I've been treating this lightly?
Well, no, I don't think you've been treating it lightly, Tom. I think your opinion, I listen to you all the time.
Yeah.
And your opinion has changed from the very beginning. It's changed drastically.
Well, in the very beginning, I was scared to death. Hold on. I was scared to death in the very beginning. I never poo-hooed this.
Oh, man. I'm a little older than you are, and I can appreciate what you're saying. But listen, I talked to a medical person just a couple of days ago, and here's what she told me. She said people are not dying from COVID-19. They're dying from things that are caused by COVID-19. Blood clots, pneumonia.
Yeah, yeah, that's right.
Internal organ failure.
That's right.
And
That's
things like that.
But a lot of those
that's
people.
What's killing people.
But they would have died from the regular flu as well, and they would have died from SARS. They would have died from anything. I agree with you, though.
I'm not sure of that. I'm not sure of that, Tom. I really don't know that you could say that. I'm not sure of that.
Okay. Okay, I'm only going by and maybe the sources I'm finding. I don't think that they are. I don't think that they're biased. I, honest to God, am trying to keep this non-political. The people that die from other causes caused by COVID, what they're saying is a comorbidity of COVID contributed, but they say so could any serious disease because they're immunocompromised. That doesn't mean COVID is nothing. If anything, I'm proving your case. You don't want them to get COVID. But can we agree, though, that well, I don't know. I guess we are agreeing. I think because of the contagiousness of this, the death rate isn't as important because so many people are dying. The volume of people dying is still catastrophic because of the contagiousness, not because of the death rate. Okay? Like I said, when you have a low death rate, but it's more ubiquitous, you have more death. If you had a more deadly disease, but you didn't have the contagiousness, you'd have less death. That doesn't mean the more deadly one is less deadly, but it is to the volume. And to our volume, but I don't think our health officials get that message across. I think our health officials are perceived as being alarmist. At least that's what I perceive. But do you think in general the country is not taking it seriously enough? Is that what you're thinking?
Well, I wanted to ask you just that very thing. Do you think in the very beginning, if everybody had done what they needed to do to be safe, do you think we would be done with this by now?
I think it would have been way better, yes.
I think we'd be done with it. I honestly do.
I think we were too late. We were too late to react.
You're not going to tell me. What's that?
We were too late to react. And then we reacted too severely, which pissed people off. And I think another thing that bothers people is inconsistency. For example, not one commentator chastised those protesting for spitting in the face of healthcare workers, but they would go to a Baptist church somewhere and deride those people and make those people look like Satan for going out. That's the part. People hate inconsistency. They do. They hate inconsistency. And I think that's what bothers them. CNN, Fox, they're all inconsistent because they have a narrative. People that have narratives have to support their narrative. And I hope you see that. I hope you can actually see that because we all are victims of it. Ken, thank you for the discussion. Listen, I'm not trying to convince anyone that this is not serious, but I hope you get my message. I don't think the individual disease is so deadly as it is contagious. So you have more people getting sick, so more people dying. You can have a lower death rate, more contagious. That will make more death. And that's the problem with it. And Deputy Doc in the very beginning said that. He says it doesn't matter how serious this disease is. If it affects almost everyone, you're going to have massive death. He wasn't saying that the disease will kill everyone, but if you give it more chances, we're going to have more death. And that is, truer words were never spoken. That we have to be careful. Now, the other thing is, the young people, I say, leave them alone. But at the same time, they can be carriers. So I go back to that original premise I had of keeping older people more quarantined and away from younger people. I think that's more wise than, for example, shutting down schools. We have more coming up.
Master router first, then get found fast.
Do you remember saying that in the very beginning?
Yeah.
Is your garage door making weird
Things, if this wasn't an election year, it would not have been...
Mark, I can't believe you didn't tell them that it wasn't fake.
What you said,
I've used Don's garage doors in my home.
it's so contagious, that's the danger.
Right.
So, am I making the point, less death rate but more contagious? We still have more people dying that are more serious.
Right.
303-738-NORTH. That's 303-738-3467.
And you know how many people died from MERS? Which is...
All right, Master owns their own excavation company. That's how they do sewer lines and water lines and fire lines and drains cheaper than anybody else out there. If you ever find yourself in the position to need a sewer line replacement or a water or fire line, you've got to call these guys. They can save you up to 50% from the competition. Master Rooter Plumbing, 720-434-3406. Write it down, 720-434-3406.
You know, I think the real thing, and I don't know if it's the media or it's the health, whatever, but when they started lumping COVID deaths just because they had COVID.
Well, what this guy said is people are dying because of blood clots and organ failure.
Well, of course.
That's what the effect of
So
COVID
your
is.
girlfriend's allergic to
I totally agree, of course.
And she's dating you. Ha ha ha!
But when they die in a car accident or alcohol poisoning just because they had COVID, that's not COVID. Just like the influenza, you don't die of it.
Get found fast. That is what the name of the company is, because what they do is try to get websites get found fast. Now, really, this is what they do. They analyze websites for how they're organized, because Google looks for certain organization. And if you are set up for Google, you're set up for everyone. They do a free analysis of that for you, free of charge. And then they're hoping, yeah, you might hire them for their services, but you don't have to. You still get the analysis. GetFoundFast.com. Visit them.
Very few think damaging to a man's psyche than not performing in the bedroom. Or, even if he can perform, it's just not...
No, you're exactly right, Doc, and stuff. Just like flu, I mean, you don't die of flu, right? You die of your lung issues.
The last time you'll have bad sex. At the Rocky Mountain Men's Clinic, we've treated thousands of men in the front range.
That caller was so full of shit.
Yes, he was.
What do you mean, Mark?
He's just full of shit.
Well, they never said it was right. They said it was They said it was overplayed.
I don't think they said that at all.
But this guy said that.
I know. I don't remember them underplaying anything.
And then did you notice he started shifting it to Fox Sports?
Oh, God darn it.
Yeah.
He's a
he's so liberal he doesn't even like Fox Sports.
Well, no, he just...
That's funny.
He's very confused because he's older.
Once you hit that 60, it's all downhill.
Hey.
Sorry, that's all three of you.
Hey, just remember...
We should have some virtual charity competitions, like your I should video your racquetball for charity. People bet on your Dan. And then we do arm wrestling. And then we do bike racing.
Thumb wrestling.
Huh?
Thumb wrestling.
Oh, okay. I'll do that any day.
This is Sweden.
Here's the deal. I get to pick all the charities. And most of them are breweries.
I know.
My charity is the Human Fund.
The Human Fund. People taking care of humans.
So you think I got it right?
The Human Fund. That is the best.
What is the Human Fund?
The Human Fund.
You remember that? Oh my God.
I gotta call Guitar Center.
This is Hawaii.
Financial decisions has never.
Wow, why did they do that? People visiting?
No, that's despite the quarantine.
Mortgage rates are near historic lows. So when you call 8338-ROCKET or visit us at rocketmortgage.com to start your refinance, you'll be well on your way to saving money every month. The rate today on our 30-year fixed.
How many people in the U.S.? What's that?
330 million.
330. Okay. And we've had how many deaths? 160,000?
Let's say that, yeah.
But that's what bothers me too. Colorado's probably one of the few states that are actually doing correct.
We have no idea how to count deaths in this.
No. Colorado, at least we know is trying to count them correctly now. After after they were sued, and it was 18% off. They were 18% off.
Hey, you guys got a Scarlet at 212?
Wow, that's really... So that guy said, well, what about Hawaii? So and this is New Zealand. Yeah, this is Sweden, where they had no... Wow, it's coming down, and look at that. And they had no restrictions. So New Zealand right now has got 22 deaths, but they are, they really shut down. They shut down almost as bad as China did.
AmericanFinancing.net, NMLS 18234, regulated by the Division of Real Estate.
Hi, Tom Martino, your troubleshooter. I'm Tom Martino. Okay. What are your thoughts, actually? I'd like to know your thoughts. Now, on this HOA, here's what you do. I know HOAs can run away. A runaway HOA is an HOA that stopped having elections due to apathy or simply just lack of knowledge. And the same people stay in office by default. Sometimes the management company stays by default. In fact, there are times when officers quit or stop. Their terms are over, no new ones are elected, and the management company has no board to answer to, and they do anything they want. They love it. They're runaway management companies. Sometimes there are runaway boards with management companies. This seems to have a runaway board with a runaway management company. They're in every single procedure, and in fact, they're regulated. HOAs are regulated by the state. Now, they sunshined it, but I think they brought it back. I think they did. Anyway, I think what it says basically is it has to be run like a municipality, and they have rules of procedure. And Nicole, every HOA has to have bylaws. I'm not talking about covenants. I'm talking about bylaws, which are operational laws. Then those operational laws dictate how they install officers. If you follow the bylaws, there's no way anyone can stop you. If they refuse to follow it, then the people who are together, presumably a majority, could afford an attorney to fight for them. Now, there is one firm in town that does nothing but HOA work. They represent HOAs. And technically, they would not be in favor of a runaway HOA. They're a good enough firm. They're called Altitude. They're a good enough firm that if you and another 100 homeowners or 80 or 100 homeowners got together and said, we have a board not following the rules, they would probably help you as a law firm get reinstalled. In other words, people say, oh no, they're hired by HOAs and they'll probably stick up for the HOA. Yes, they would, a legitimate HOA, but they would not uphold an illegal HOA. So, Nicole, you could hire a law firm, or you could do it yourself, or you can go to Stan the HOA man. Stan the HOA man is a guy that got pissed off at HOA company and started a website on how to get involved. He doesn't have any special power. He just has knowledge. And, in fact, Daff, if we can get him on, we should. But, Nicole, it's going to take legwork, dear, to get this thing done.
And the challenge that we're having is we've started the legwork with our community. We've already out of our community, we have 83 that have signed the petition.
Good.
Our unelected HOA president right now, we've been communicating to management company as well, and they had just sent out a packet where they have updated, amended bylaws, declaration. They have a ballot that they sent out to vote for new board members. One of them is the current unelected board member, the current unelected HOA president. The other two names on there, we've met with those individuals, and they had no idea that their name was going to be on the ballot.
See, that's weird. They didn't follow the proper procedure then.
Correct.
Well, then we got to figure out why. We got to figure out why
Correct.
They did not follow the procedure. So listen, you're
and
going about it the right way. Is this guy, I want to know about this guy that you're going up against. Is he the kind, or she, is it a she? I'm sorry. Is she the kind that will oppose this thing?
Absolutely. She's fighting tooth and nail. So what they did is when they sent this out, this ballot, has to be in by the 31st. So we were given less than 2 weeks, basically, because I just received my packet on August 17th. This has to be in on the 31st. Many of the homeowners are just now getting their packets, so now it's less than that. We're required to get those in, and if we don't respond, then the amendments, we don't know what changes that they made it as far as the amendments to the bylaws and the declaration, and that we have no say as far as these board members.
You have to hold them to the bylaws. It sounds to me like they're not following them.
Well, we are. We in our bylaws, it shows that we need a quorum of 1/4 of our residents to sign saying that we want an HOA meeting to vote in new board members. That quorum is 44 44 units in our complex. Right now, we have 83 signatures. So 83 out of 174.
Now, by the way, Stan the HOA man has a website called ColoradoHOAForum.com. If you want to go to it. And you can.
I believe one of the other members has already been on Colorado HOA Forum. I'll have to double check with him, but he's already been on that forum, and pretty much all they're saying is we have to go the legal route.
Well, of course, but what they mean is that the legal route, meaning the HOA route.
Right.
Meaning that, see, the laws are always written so people can take the HOA into their own hands. Now, there is a Colorado State HOA office. Did you know that? It's part of the Department of Regulatory Agencies, okay? And the HOA Information and Resource Center will help you tremendously. And it's
so far we've had no success.
Well, what do you mean?
So far that we've gotten the feedback that we've gotten so far is I have the email on my phone.
Are they saying? Let me guess. It's a civil matter. You got to take it to court, right?
They didn't use the term civil in there, but that we would have to go the legal route.
Okay. Well.
So we're getting no help from the state, and they're not following Kiowa. So we're just in a spot where we're.
I don't understand. They won't do anything at the state level, and you're sure that they're not following Kiowa.
Correct.
Now, Kiowa, by the way, stands for something I long forgot, but it has to do with the law with what does it stand for? It stands for something about Colorado something. Anyway, Kiowa is what they're supposed to be following. And you specifically said to this state agency that you have a runaway board.
Correct. Yeah, and basically their response is, we understand your frustrations.
There's a place to file a complaint.
That they deal with.
Did you actually file a complaint? You know what? I'm telling you, man, I want to call them. There's even a place to file a complaint online. And then I'd like to try to get Altitude on, if we could. And I'll tell you why. Because it's more than just you. There are a lot of people moving into this state. I'm going to get Stan on, too. And I'm going to get him on after the break. Because there are more and more HOAs, runaway HOAs. And, again, it's mostly because of apathy. People just stay in office. And, by the way, it's not a bad thing if you have a group of people that want to do it and they do it well. But where it becomes a problem is where it becomes self-serving. And then all of a sudden, they have a management company that starts telling them what to do. And then the homeowners have no idea how to get back control. So we'll talk about that and more coming up.
Clear. Become the banker in Excel Roofing.
Mark.
This is Denver's Talk.
Is he there?
Yes.
Mark.
He's not listening. Mark.
Man, he's got to listen. Mark.
He might be talking to somebody.
I want him to do Excel. But if
Mark.
This report is sponsored by Indeed.com.
Let's go south of the metro area in the gap, southbound
Mark.
95, solid stop and go, north of Monument, backed up all the way.
Hey, can't they? Couldn't?
Did you get him?
One lane of the highway is blocked.
Yeah, I got him.
Those delays.
Just tell him to listen every break for what he's got. Every break.
Okay.
Roadwork to construction.
All right, thanks.
I was gonna say, can't they sue the management company if they're not doing it correctly?
Sure, but the thing is, or they can fire him too with a.
No. But the president, they say they go right to the president. But can't they get the quorum and do it and actually fire the management company for not doing it correctly?
They can fire them for any reason unless they have a contract.
They're trying to do it.
What? Of course
They
they have
get
a
control
contract.
of the HOA. They can fire them for any reason.
No, but if they were hired to do
Okay.
this and they didn't do their
guys.
Indeed will even give you a $75 credit for your first
Become the
customer at
spanker.
Indeed.com/high impact. Terms and conditions apply.
Become the banker. Actually, it should be become your own banker. That's what the strategy is. Okay, it's all about a savings account, really. That's what it is. It's tied to a life insurance policy. And then you save additional money on top of it on purpose in order to gain what's called cash value, which is tax-free. It grows tax-free. You can use it tax-free. Now, this has never lost a dime during this pandemic. It's a guaranteed return. Guaranteed. I want you to find out more right here. BecomeTheBanker.info.
The Ian Sebastian Show with Pete Corielli and
I love this commercial. This is actually
It's
funny.
the weekly podcast.
This is an actually funny commercial.
Hey.
About anything and everything.
No, but I'm saying, could you sue the management company for, say they're there for 8 years and they weren't doing it properly for 8 years, and you can sue them for not doing for all the money they pay them. That's what I would go after. And I would go to them and say that, we're going to sue you. We're going to throw her out and we're going to sue you. Because this is, you were supposed to put out, they never put out their annual meetings. They're supposed to have annual. And if you didn't put out that for annual meetings, you're not doing what your contract should have been.
And they do up north, but Excel Roofing is incredible. What other roofers have more than...
Well, there's a difference between covenants and bylaws, right?
Around the front range. They've been on our referral list. You realize this from day
What's the
one.
difference between covenants? Covenants,
Tom knows, I think he brought that up one time.
The part about Excel Roofing is you do not pay a cent until you're content. You've heard conversations during the show when you should...
You guys want some hamburgers today?
Let me be straight.
Sure.
I don't...
How are you keeping track of what I owe you, sir?
Yeah, just
Okay, I want to write you a... Do you mind if I write a check sometimes?
Of course not.
I don't always have cash, okay.
Hail is going to hit. You're going to need a good roofer. You're going to need one that can deal with
You want a club sandwich or a hamburger?
Club. Fruit.
One that does repairs.
Club and fruit,
One that's going to be around
Yeah,
after the sale.
Tom and I get hamburgers.
Here's a phone number: 303-761.
So I'm gonna call them now. Are you hungry?
303.
Anytime. I'm ready.
I'll give them a call.
6400, or check them out at excelroofing.com.
I'm United States Surgeon General Jerome Adams, America's doctor. And all across our nation, we've taken steps to
it says here, and I don't know the exact terms on this. Here, just a second, let me switch this over. Okay, you're back up, Mark. Covenant is considered a legal contract or agreement between privately owned property within a subdivision and the development.
What is?
The covenant is considered a legal contract between the property and the developer.
That's the covenants.
Bylaws state how the HOA will be run.
That's right. That's what I
and
said.
contains information
That's
on
right.
voting processes, whatever. So you cannot amend covenants, right? You can
Okay, well,
amend bylaws.
no, you can amend bylaws, obviously.
Right.
But within bylaws, there are means to amend covenants.
Oh, okay.
Hold on. If they are amendable, it could say in the bylaws, our covenants are not amendable. Or it could say, it takes a 75% vote.
Right. To amend the covenant.
Normally, they require a 75% vote because they don't want you to go retroactive on people and get crazy.
Okay, but doesn't a covenant after the developer leaves, he's done? He washes his hands, so you have no more covenant?
No, because in the bylaws, it spells out who has control, and when the HOA takes over for the developer, all of his powers then go to the HOA.
Okay, very good. That's what I'm saying.
But
Then
a
he
good
washes his
developer, a good developer tries to maintain control.
Really?
To the bitter end, because they don't want homeowners fucking going crazy. Because you might get a homeowner, for example, if this builder owns another 50 lots, and they start assessing $1,000 per lot for something
Oh,
because
okay.
they want to put in a park or a playground. Well, he doesn't want to get stuck paying. He doesn't want to get stuck with a crazy HOA, and he doesn't want it to hurt future sales. So they usually try to maintain it. But
Till all the lots are sold?
yeah, but they have a hard time doing that because there's some state precedent that once you have a minority of the lots, you are now affecting people.
Okay.
Although there's no hard and fast rule, most guys try to keep them until they own until 75% is sold.
Right. But what I'm saying, once they're all sold, the developer should have no issues unless...
They're never involved unless they think the developer did something wrong. Almost always they want to fucking do a lawsuit.
Right. Then I can say why the developer would want to be
If I told
there.
you how many times people come after me. But here's the deal. If it's written properly, another thing is you can give yourself, as a developer, a super vote. In other words, your vote could be worth more. You can do whatever you want when you set it up.
Sure.
But people have to accept it when they buy it.
Right.
And then if they accept...
Most people don't really read the covenants that clearly.
Oh shit, you'd be surprised.
Do they?
Yes. The covenants especially, not the bylaws, the covenants.
Right.
Because that tells them how big the houses are, what colors they are, and the design. Hi, Tom Martino, your troubleshooter.
303-713-TALK, 713-8255. Compass Insurance Group, home of the insurance checkup. That's 303-996-9000. 85% of the time they save people thousands of dollars, hundreds to thousands of dollars a year. They're shopping my insurance this year. I got the bill and I said, hey, are you shopping it? They said, yeah, we are. It went up 14% and we're shopping it. Compass Insurance Group. TheInsuranceHelpCenter.com or 303-996-9000. Now, we do have this HOA thing can affect a lot of people moving into Denver and Colorado. Here's the bottom line. When you move into an HOA, that HOA can ruin your life or your property values. You have to make sure the HOA is in good shape. You have to make sure there's not one person in control with a bunch of proxy votes, or that there's a bunch of people in office for years by default, or a runaway management company, which means because of apathy, the management company has this apparent authority and starts sending out edicts. All of these things Stan has seen happen. He's Stan, the HOA man. Stan, I think the advice I gave, although better said than done, it's a little more difficult, is to go to the bylaws and follow the procedures for ousting the board, right?
Okay, let me just, I'll correct you on one thing, which is unusual.
Go ahead.
But I will say this. Our website indicates how to complete recalls. Okay, there's even a guide, and there's documents out there and articles.
Good.
That being said, the problem is, and by the way, the people that want to recall don't have to legally justify why. They just need the signatures and follow what you said. The bylaws, that's all good. If you turn them in, I don't know if she had these signatures approved by the board or the lawyer, if they have been turned in and they are still denied, the fact is, and I think you mentioned this, you got to go to court to enforce it. I've had boards that they've had the signatures. They said, we're not going anywhere. We're staying here. And it is one hell of a mess. And they just stay there until the next yearly election.
And the state board doesn't do anything, right?
Okay, now here's where I want to just clear something up for you. The HOA office.
Yeah.
This past legislative session, there was a bill, 201200, and it was to reauthorize the continuance of the state HOA office that you're referring to. Now, there were 3 state studies review.
You're cutting out.
If
Go ahead.
If it implemented an out-of-court dispute resolution process, which I talked about before, that was in the bill when it was originally proposed, and this lady's problem about the recall, about abuse of fees, name it, Tom, could have been settled and should be settled in an out-of-court venue. And that bill, here's what happened. The original bill was approved by a committee, and by the time it got into like the regular House and Senate, guess what happened? They removed that provision, and now here's we're left with a state HOA office, Tom, that has no authority to investigate or even advise homeowners on what to do. They accept complaints. You know what they do with the complaints? They file them in a drawer and say, here's how many we got, period. The end. It is a totally administrative office with no oversight authority. There is no oversight authority for HOAs in this state. That is indisputable. So this lady, if she runs into a bind, what I would suggest, maybe she's did it, takes these signatures, gets them approved. If they are approved and they're not listening to her, she can get a lawyer to minimize it and simply get a lawyer to write a letter to the HOA and the HOA lawyer indicating proper steps were taken. If not, we're going to court. And then she's going to have to decide if she wants to go to court. That will cost her thousands of dollars. She will have to go to district court, not small claims.
Wow. That sucks. So what Deputy Dan wants to say something. Hold on.
Could they sue the management company for not properly doing their due diligence?
Got it. Management companies were licensed up until June of 2019. The sponsors of a bill to continue the licensing program screwed it up so bad, and we agreed with them. They took out all the consumer protections. The governor had the bill on his desk and vetoed it. So there is no longer any licensing. And licensing,
that sucks.
They used to have, Tom, before you could file a complaint with the state on a management company, even though there were a lot of holes in it, but that whole program was killed. So people just don't have the money to keep going to court over these things. So that probably is a losing battle.
Oh, man. So, So what we do, I mean, geez, what do? We have to do the best we can.
What does she do?
Yeah. I mean, she has to get numbers. They have to get together. Here's what I think. If they get enough people together, they all chip in, they can hire an attorney.
They're going to need thousands of dollars.
Golly. But here's the other thing, though. I don't believe that these people on the board can use funds of the board. I mean, listen, I think you could get a ruling. You can get a ruling, first of all, that the majority of these people, that the people on the board can't use the board money. I don't know. Something is unfair about this guy that's been in office 7 years, just using the coffers to support, to defend himself against people he's screwing. And he gets the money from them.
Why is that illegal?
It's not illegal.
I don't know if that's illegal.
It's not. That's what I'm saying. It sucks that you can be on the board doing a lousy job, the homeowners sue you, and you use their money to fight them. That sucks.
Right. And worse yet, even when there is a decision rendered, you know what happens. They start delaying the process to implement it, and that her best bet on this whole thing is, I don't know when their next election is, but they have them every year.
Well, she said they didn't have them. They don't have them. They simply don't have them.
Again, Tom, this process that was vetoed in this House Bill 1200, and the sponsors simply folded to the industry interest, this would have been the forum this person would have went to, and guess what would have happened? For no cost or little cost, they would have won, and this whole thing would be dead. Right now, she has to go to court. And there's no dispute. We have 13 HOA laws, 1 act, Kiowa, and you know what's not in every one of them?
What?
There's no means of affordable, accessible enforcement. Not one. So
you're right.
Put all the laws down the toilet.
What good? What good are laws if you can't enforce them, and if it takes you thousands and thousands of dollars to enforce them? I get it.
That's how I started. Yep. Totally disgusting.
Well, why do these laws do they have such a strong lobby to get these laws out? You know, like the one with arbitration and stuff. How do they get that thrown out?
I don't have a staff to go and investigate. But what they do is, I'm sure there has to be some type of backdoor contribution.
Well, it's a lobby effort. It's a lobbying effort. Now, don't you? Okay. Well, I think that homeowners just have to do it. They have to bite the bullet and not let people get away with this crap. I wish there was a way I could get a fund together to help these homeowners. I'm telling you, it sucks, and I really would love to help.
There's one solution: out of court dispute resolution in the state HOA office. That state HOA office ought to be closed down, and that's what we advocated. Unless it does this, it serves no purpose.
It serves no purpose except to offer forms that you have to pay to enforce. Thank you very much, Stan. Stan, by the way, if you want to read more from him, he's ColoradoHOAForum.com. And if you have any questions, we'll call him right back or have him hang on if you have any HOA. Now, listen, Nicole, do you have any question for Stan? You heard the dire situation. You're going to have to pay basically with you and your buddies to get this thing enforced. Anything to say, Nicole?
We actually already had correspondence with Stan. We had been emailing him, and the last email that he sent us was on August 7th. So we've already been in correspondence with Stan.
It's pretty discouraging, not that he wants to be, but, you know, he's right. Without strong laws on our side, we have nothing. And you know, I might just start that. There are two things that bother me, that really bother me, that I have to take the bull by the horns. One is the HOA problem with the runaway HOAs. The other one is, and I've seen these over the last 40 years of my career, and here in Denver alone. And the other one is the nuisance abatement laws. So thank you, Nicole. Thank you, Stan. We have more coming up.
All right, Steam Pro and Mile High State in about a minute. Which one do you want him to get?
630 KHOW on iHeartRadio. Then you can hear news and...
Steam Pro. No, actually, let me do it. Let me do Steam Pro. Let him do Mile High State.
Mark, you're going to do Mile High.
Got it.
This report is sponsored by Indeed.com.
Hey, Doc, on Henry, on the thing, he's just selling it, and somebody's asking him if a country club, like,
Yeah, but they can't go and buy just his. That's the problem.
Right, but this guy's asking what's the country club, you know, with the...
Castle Pines.
Yep, I got it. Yep.
Yeah, I'm playing golf with him on Tuesday.
Does he have ALS?
No, MS.
Well, good, because they have medications now slowing that way down, thank God.
Yeah, ALS, unfortunately, they don't.
That.
Traffic and weather. I keep Wagner, 630 KHOW.
If finding a high impact hire is a serious goal for you.
It just broke
Better
my
bang
heart.
for your buck with no long-term contract. Indeed will even give you a $75 credit for your first sponsored job post at Indeed.com/high-impact. Terms and conditions apply.
Three rooms of carpets for $89. That's from Steam Pro. This is a locally owned and operated company for 33 years. Don't confuse them with other names with Steam in it. These guys are the pros. Steam Pros. SteamProInc.com. Not only do you get this great job, $89 for 3 rooms, but you get 230-degree superheated water that kills germs naturally, and then they use 100% green products along with it, and they can also do upholstery, tile floors, countertops, and showers. SteamProInc.com, 303-795-2222.
Hey, singles. About getting back to work, but it is time to get back to having fun. Events and Adventures is ready to show you the excitement that you've been missing for weeks. Right now, we have a combination of online events and in-person
Stanley Steamer.
Yeah.
Are they going out of business?
You've never heard us do it.
No, but maybe on this show, but on other shows.
I think they're still, I've seen the Neighbors at least 6 months ago they had
I
it.
just haven't seen any of their trucks or any of their commercials.
Eventsadventures.com.
Mile High Estate Planning, Blake Harris is the owner. Of course, he's also the attorney. Always does free consultations, but here is where he can help you. He can help you with trust, with simple wills, beneficiaries deeds. He can help you amend trust if you have a current one. He can do asset protection from creditors and lawsuits. And let me tell you something, asset protection is not just for the filthy rich or even just the rich. Anyone, and I mean anyone, with over $90,000 to $100,000, you really need to talk to Blake, whether it's a simple...
You know what? Let me tell you what an old funny buddy I have. An old funny buddy I have. My kid is so excited about this camping thing.
Oh, really?
I can't even fathom. Listen to this. 8, 9, 10, and 11. So that's 4 nights. Here's what I have to do. I have supplements I take in the morning and at night. I have, I like to shave. I'm not into being a pig. They have a bathroom, community bathroom, shower. It's just so dreadful, the thought of this, that I truly am dreading.
I can understand that.
I hate the feeling of feeling dirty. And how do I do I don't even know how I do my supplements, let alone.
Well, what? Supplements are easy.
Well, I take them with.
Take it with water.
No, I can't. I cannot take vitamins with water. It makes me gag.
Really? What do you take it with?
He doesn't like water.
I take, well, no, but water and supplements for some reason make me gag. Because you can taste them. I take orange juice, not a lot, but just enough to. Orange juice makes me go down fast, or tomato juice, something thicker.
So take tomato juice with you.
Yeah, but where do I put? See, I don't understand what's up as far as what they provide.
No, bring a cooler with ice in it. And then go get ice every day.
Cooler last.
No, but you have to go get ice.
But you could put tomato juice. Doesn't need to be. I mean, it doesn't need to be cold.
I know what you're saying.
But if you just had a cooler, I bet you that place has ice. I'll bet you there's an ice for that.
Do they make portable coolers that run on batteries?
Oh yeah.
Really?
Yeah, run on car batteries. Yeah, absolutely. That they will heat and cool. They'll heat and cool.
Yeah. I don't know, man. I am such a.
How many? Is it through the school?
Yeah.
So how many families are going?
So listen to this. I thought, this is weird that they have it in the fucking middle of the week. They don't even couple it with a weekend to make it easier. So on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. Okay, so listen to this. So he says, oh, Dad, you need to be all 4 days. And I said, but Bonnie, that doesn't make sense. I said, everyone, how do dads do this? He goes, I don't know, but I'll be alone. And I said, okay. I said, Bonnie, listen, here's what I said. If you just want the alone time with me and get off school, we can go anywhere you want, New York, whatever. And he said, no, man, this is cool. It's my last one with all these kids. I'm graduating, middle school. And so then I get a note from the school saying, thank you very much, fathers, the few of you who agreed to stay the whole time to be chaperones. So he hoodwinked me because not all dads are going. Right. Only the chaperones are going.
So you're a chaperone.
Yeah. See, and I said, Bonnie, you told me that all the kids are having their fathers, and they sent me a letter about chaperoning because I'm staying the whole time. I said, so what is it? He goes, he said, not all dads are staying. He says that basically you're a chaperone for our tribe. And I said, oh, thank you very much.
And how many kids?
He's proud of you.
In a tribe.
Are you a tribe?
There's going to be 20.
20?
Yeah. Wow. In the cabin.
You should have told.
Wait. Oh, maybe, no, hold on. Maybe 12. 12.
So 12 kids and the
Stay back.
Hello, Tom Martino, your troubleshooter. 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. Let's go to the calls and help people anywhere we can. Now, D, you're moving away. Are you moving away, D? Why? Why are you moving to Texas, by the way?
Well, I'm 75. I'm quite ill. I'm on oxygen.
Uh-oh.
And have heart and lung disease, and I have family down there.
And by the way, you have to be extra careful. You have to be extra careful with COVID, don't you?
I know.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And I have very rare autoimmune disease, so I can't fly.
Okay.
I'm just too afraid to do that. I'm moving down there. Hopefully the altitude will help my breathing because it's getting worse and worse.
Okay.
So here's my problem.
Okay.
I'm a widow. I don't have anybody to really help me, but I'm a pretty smart widow. I research a lot.
Okay.
But I got second thoughts about if I made a mistake or not. How do I find a good, reputable, out-of-state mover? I looked on Yelp. I've read all the reviews.
You mean a national mover, one that goes state to state. It doesn't have to be out of state. I see what you're saying. Now listen, I'm telling you, you're asking the right question because moving is one of the top ripoffs moving. And
that's what I've heard.
And most people on the internet are not the company. They're brokers. And you just you sign with them, and then they place your contract with the cheapest people they can find. So you don't know who you're doing business with unless you do business directly with the carrier, like an Allied or North American or Atlas. I'm talking, yeah, Mayflower. So I'm not saying any one of those are the best or better. I'm just saying that's the only safe way not to get a broker. You go right for the big companies. Now, what I would do is I would go to a local, reputable company that I know is local and reputable and let them arrange the whole thing because they will do it. And we don't have a lot of movers, but I'll tell you what we do have. I know them. And I know the ones that I would call tomorrow. Now, there are two companies that I would absolutely trust. Now, I will say one of them has been sold. The company was run by the Grable family for years and years. However, they are still an excellent company. That's Grable.
Who is that?
Grable.
Oh.
G-R.
Okay.
You want to write this down?
I'm writing it. Grabill?
No. Graebel. Graebel.
I got it.
Okay, Grable.
Okay.
Now
they are a broker?
No, they're a company. They handle the whole thing. You do not want a broker.
Okay.
Because brokers make money on the spread. So what are they going to try to find you? The cheapest people out there, they don't care if they're good or bad. They're never going to see you again. But a company that does everything, they care. Now, the other one I would call, and I've known him personally for years, and I would use him is, now listen to this. I'm having a, what? Yeah, I'm sorry. Thank you. All of a sudden, I'm having this brain fire. Okay, Johnson Moving and Storage. Johnson. I've known the Johnson brothers for years. I think it's owned by one of them right now, but Johnson Moving and Storage. I mean, this company is, I believe, a North American agent, but Johnson Moving and Storage, they're good people, just good people. And you can even tell them Tom sent on both cases. Johnson Moving. Go ahead. What did you want to say?
I'm afraid it may be too late. I hope not. That's why I'm calling.
Why?
I did. Yeah, I signed with somebody on.
Oh no! Hang on. If you signed with someone, hold on. I hope. Wait a minute. Oh my God! I hope you didn't get ripped. So you got to hang on and let me at least see what you did and see if we can undo it if we have to. I'm Tom Martino. Wait around for this and more coming up on the Troubleshooter Show, and get your calls in now. 303-713-TALK.
You're not a... Please, lady, please.
COVID-19 and the shutdowns.
We tried to get her on yesterday, and she was in surgery. And so
she was in surgery?
Yeah, she had some surgery.
Yeah, go ahead.
Hey, Kevin, it's Dr. Mansley. Can I get something delivered? 9113 East Vassar.
Hey, Dan.
Yeah.
Look at I'm going to put this thing up.
Yeah.
What's the thing?
We just got mail finally. Look at my video. Don't put it up, but just look at it.
Okay.
What is it?
One club sandwich with a side of fruit.
What is it? I know love.
Okay, hold on. Let me see. It's hard to see. Hold on. I know love is a choice. It means to respect, to be kind, and to care. Our eyes should not look at what? At people when they aren't what?
Wearing underpants?
What?
This is your interview from last week. I just got the mail. She sent you the free book.
Who is that person?
It's the porn lady.
Oh, she's obsessed with that. Yeah.
Really?
Wow.
This book is like the craziest shit I've ever seen.
That woman had nothing to do with child trafficking. She was all about the porn thing. All about it.
Oh, okay, that woman.
Why are we getting that on the bottom?
I don't. That's a good.
What's Amcrest?
I think it's the camera.
Mark, why are we getting a watermark on our frame? It says Amcrest.
Michigan State University's also...
Damn president.
You mean on mine?
No.
Oh, it's on all of them, because when we reboot the cameras, it puts the watermark back up.
Okay.
When we reset them, not reboot them, reset them.
It's not worth.
Gotcha.
Hold on, I think I got an update on what we're going to be doing.
No, which one's Barbara?
The one that Jack is texting about.
Did she text again?
Yeah, she said, okay, Barbara, I left her a message.
Yeah, that's me that says, okay, on Barbara, I left her a message this morning.
Who's Barbara?
Barbara's the one for, she got this 4-season room.
Oh, I don't know.
And she says they ripped them off. Like say, then she put it off, and it's
Hey, Mark?
Yeah, man.
Tell your wife I said she's a worthy opponent, and I enjoy playing words with her.
Actually, you've been playing me, Doc.
Oh, it's you?
The times you win, she's playing. When I win, I win.
Well, here's the deal. When you have people like you and Suzanne and myself that are equally matched, it comes down to the luck of the letters. Don't you think so?
Is it just like Scrabble?
You're like me. You just try all kinds of... What I don't like about Words with Friends compared to Scrabble, for example, is you can't call someone out on some bullshit.
Right.
And you play a lot of bullshit.
Every one of those. You know what? I would love to play a game in person where you have to define the word you use before you can use it.
Well, not total definition.
You don't have to define it. Just Scrabble with the Scrabble dictionary. I love Scrabble.
Yeah, I have a Scrabble dictionary too.
You know that Suzanne has never beaten me in Scrabble?
I think that's a lie.
What was the one?
Hey, Suzanne, did you hear what I told them about you being a worthy opponent?
I think she's listening to a delay.
Oh, okay.
What was the one that Kramer used? Your quorum. It's a quorum.
Quorum me.
Quorum. Yeah, that's a word. That's what it was.
I'm always. You can use any word in a sentence when someone says, "Okay, use it in a sentence." You just simply say, "I don't know the definition of the word. Whatever." There's your sentence, mother.
Yeah. But that's Kramer's. Yeah, quorum's a word. Don't quorum me.
QOM is a Scrabble word, I think.
No, this is definitely QUOME or something. Kramer. He was helping Jerry's mom. That was so funny.
Yeah, that's a first season.
No. You
don't think so?
I don't think so. Hey, you know who his mom was engaged to? On his show mom.
Is she in real life?
In real life.
Kramer's mom.
No. Jerry's mom.
No, who?
God dang it! Just
I gotta tell you, George's parents are about the ugliest couple I have ever seen.
James Dean.
How long, sir?
George's parents on the show.
Yeah.
Oh God, I love that woman though. She's a great actress. I love her.
She's never laughed. She's never.
I think I feel like walking and I see my son using himself like an amusement ride or whatever. Amusement park.
Oh. George goes, "What do I do? Grab her or zip up?"
She is ugly.
Oh yeah.
Well, I hope this lady didn't sign.
Let me tell you, Stiller though is so funny.
I love that the two parents, they start talking, then all of a sudden they're screaming. Yeah. At full blast. What do you mean? Shut up!
I think.
Oh God, he's dead, right? That's sad. Man, he was so funny.
He was funny. So Jerry's mom in that, she was engaged to James Dean. Really? Real life.
Wait, who?
Jerry's mom in the show.
Oh yeah.
Isn't that?
I wonder what she looked like, because she's a hard-looking woman.
Apparently, she was hot.
And she's tall and big.
Yeah. Good breast.
And her. Wait, his dad. Oh yeah, his dad is the grain growth guy. Yeah.
You know he had two dads, right? Who? The first dad, and then they gave him the long-lasting dad. But he only played like 1-2 episodes.
Oh, really? Well, hold on. But they didn't mention.
No. It was just
like,
different people.
That's like they did it Bewitched. They switched Jeremy.
Right.
Never said anything.
Yeah, they just
It's
changed
we're
that.
supposed
Just change
Just
that.
change them out.
we're supposed to believe you're the same person? Come on, man. We're not stupid.
You know what? I was watching something last night. One of the top-rated shows for the past 10 years was The Big Bang Theory.
Oh, that was good.
I couldn't watch it. Every fucking time, everything they said, there was a laugh track. It was so annoying.
Oh, you're right.
I couldn't watch it. They'd say, "Oh, how are you this morning?" And then they have a laugh track.
Yeah.
It was
Big Bang.
what?
Oh, I didn't. I like Big Bang. I like Little Sheldon a lot better, though.
Oh yeah, young Sheldon.
That little fucking kid, he is, I mean, that kid is so impressive just as an actor.
Oh yeah, you can totally believe.
That kid is like my Bonnie.
Oh, that kid is great.
Yeah, I know.
He is. He's like Sheldon. I mean,
Yep.
they got the perfect kid for him.
Yup, and you know what's his name? Jim, whatever it is, does the voice.
Oh, and he plays. He
Well,
is
he
a
does
good
the,
actor.
the voice in the air.
Yeah,
He played
yeah.
some serious roles.
Who did? Jim Parsons?
Yeah.
So Jerry's mom was engaged to James Dean.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
So you use First Bank also?
Only for certain
Okay.
things.
Oh.
Yeah, they're one of them.
Yeah, I've used them since I moved to Denver.
I'm not that.
Tom Martino here. Welcome to the only show of its kind anywhere in the universe. And this hour brought to you by SaferNet.com. Remember, SaferNet is like a filter for all of your computers, your laptops, desktops, your tablets, your cell phones. Just a couple of dollars a month for each device gets you complete protection against viruses and malware and all of that. All you have to do is put it on your computer or device, and then it works in the background. It doesn't slow anything down. In fact, on speed tests, it sped mine up because it keeps so many attacks out. Your processor is working less. Honest to goodness. I actually, in every speed test, was actually faster with SaferNet.com, and it's well worth it. You get to try it 44 days. Just put Tom in the promo code, SaferNet.com. Let's go to the phones. We've been discussing HOAs, and HOAs are big deals. If you move into a place, if you don't investigate the HOA, you could end up with a nightmare. Because if you move into a place that has a bad HOA, it could ruin your entire experience and your investment. Also, by looking into the HOA, you can see if they're crazy about assessments and all of that. And if it's a runaway HOA, meaning there hasn't been an election in a long time or one or two people control the whole thing due to proxy votes, then you got a problem. The other problem is when you have a runaway management company due to apathy of the HOA. It's very important. If any message is made, it's to check out management companies and HOAs wherever you are buying property. Now, moving. I think moving ripoffs are the most plentiful of all ripoffs because, as industries go. In other words, if you take the total number of transactions in moving and the total number of scams, I think it would be more than the total number of transactions in car repair and the total scams. I think the moving industry is riddled with crime, fraud, corruption, con men, and Dee called for some advice, and I told her, if you're moving cross-country, don't screw around. You don't know if you're dealing with a broker. And when you're on the internet, mostly it's a broker who just contracts with you. They're not a company. And then they go out and try to find someone to move you. They don't care who they find. They're brokers. They do it for the biggest spread they can make. So they try to find the cheapest people. You pay them, then they pay then the broker who you pay pays out the movers. If you have customer service problems, lost, stolen things, it's terrible. Never do it. So Dee called and asked for recommendations, and I don't have any over-the-road movers on my referral list. We should. We should have Grable. They're one of the best companies in the country, and so is Johnson Moving and Storage. By the way, one of the best in the country, and they happen to be right here in Denver. But I mean, they are by themselves one of the best for over-the-road, state-to-state moving. Now, we have some good local movers, really good ones. But anyway, if you're doing a long-distance move, I recommend those two. She goes, I may have made a mistake. I think I signed up with somebody. Dee, we need to analyze this very quickly. Now, did you do this online?
I sent the contract to you yesterday.
Okay, we got to look for it. Did you send it to help@troubleshooter.com?
Yes. Dan should have received it, and and I also sent the letter that had all the details to it.
Now,
but I have it in front of me. I signed it Monday afternoon, and it looks to me like you can cancel within 72 hours.
Yeah, but that's too late. Monday, Tuesday. Well, if you did, call and cancel it right now. Call right now and cancel.
Yeah, that's why I want to talk to you right now
Who
today.
is it? Who did you sign with, and how did you find them?
Okay, I found them on Home Advisor, and they had excellent reviews, about 25, and they were all 5-star.
I just want to tell you something. I want to tell you something. Being on Home Advisor doesn't mean they're good. It doesn't mean they're bad. But I will tell you this.
I know it.
Many of the complaints we handle come from people who have used Home Advisor, and we go after them. Now, it's good. It is good. It's better than nothing that at least you saw a lot of reviews. So maybe they are good, okay? Maybe they are.
Well, here's
what's the name of the company?
The situation is, it's called Logistic Pro Inc.
Yeah.
And here's the thing.
That's not a moving company.
That's some guy in a basement.
There's nothing. I can't find any other reviews on them except one on Yelp.
Yeah, because it's a guy in a basement.
Yeah, this is a guy.
That's what I'm wondering.
Well, I don't know if it's a guy in a basement, but he doesn't. I don't think he owns anything. I think he just.
Okay.
Now he has some licenses and all of that, but listen, okay. Gosh, dog it.
I gave him a deposit of about $970.
Why did you do this?
Because I had to lock in a date. I had to cancel, and I'm now trying to scramble.
Well, then I don't. There's not much I can do. And I mean, Dee, what you have to do now is just pray that you have a good experience. But Logistic Pro is. I'll bet dollar to donuts. He says he's a moving company in Aurora. I would say he is a broker. That's what I would say. Now, maybe I'm wrong. Let's call him.
What concerns me is everything is so flexible. There's nothing, we can do that, and we can do this, and we'll take things off. You can change your mind that last day.
What was the total? What was the total estimate?
Over $12,000.
Now, did they do that without even coming to your home?
No, he came to my home.
Oh, that's good. Hold on. These are good signs. He did come out to look at it. That's a good sign. I mean, it's better than somebody.
Yeah.
Okay, and then did he have a clipboard? He went through everything?
No, here's the thing. He didn't have any uniform. He didn't have a card. He didn't wear a mask. And he was very, very nice to me, respectful. He's from another culture. And he was very respectful to me as an elderly woman. I appreciated that.
Okay.
But what really made me uncomfortable was when he got ready to leave, he came over to my chair and he kissed my hand.
Ew.
And that just right now is
the address is in an apartment in Aurora, man.
I think so.
Listen,
I don't even think he has a basement.
Listen, we got to call
Can't she do something
Daphne,
with her
why
credit
don't
card?
you call him? Maybe if we give him a little questionnaire right now, he'll come through for it. Let's try it.
Here's what I would do, only because I don't know him. What I would do, if you could, if it requires writing, we need to get somebody to pick up that letter and hand deliver it to him. You need to cancel it if you're within the 72 hours. But
it says your deposit. It says your deposit is not refundable. And that's almost $1,000.
What, are you kidding me? If you cancel, of course, why would it not be refundable? Oh, my God. This is...
It says right here...
Well, wait a second. Has it been within the 3 days?
Yeah, it's still within the 3 days because it was Monday afternoon.
Well, he can't keep the deposit. If he sold this to her in her house...
That's right.
He's got to give the deposit back.
I think he means... What do you mean, no? The 3-day right to rescind, they're not allowed to penalize you for that. And by the way, for those listening, please don't mistake a 3-day right to rescind for a blanket 3-day right to rescind. It is only for very specific contracts that are signed at home. So, in this case, I believe it does fall under the 3-day right to rescind. It says so in the contract. But how do you know he will keep your deposit if you cancel within the 3 days?
I don't know.
Okay, good.
Don't assume. If you see it, If you see number 7 on the contract I sent you.
She said, you know what, Dan is looking at everything, and we don't see the contract anywhere. Now, how did you send it? Do you remember what email address
I emailed it.
Do you remember? Do you remember what address?
I think it was help@troubleshooter.com.
Okay. Well, what day did you mail it? Yesterday, you said?
I mailed it like 1 o'clock Tuesday morning.
Okay. You mean 1 a.m. in the morning?
Yes.
Wow. What are you doing up 1 a.m. in the morning?
Well, that's when I work.
Hey, listen,
when I can't sleep.
Did you wash your hand after he kissed you?
Yes, I did.
Oh, my God. That was
Yes,
weird.
I did.
He kissed your hand.
I know. I you know, they were very nice people, but
they.
I
so
know
wait, was he there? Wait, they. They. Was he there with more? Was he with more than one person?
She was speaking of his ethnicity.
Ethnicity?
No.
Did he come alone?
Yes.
What did you mean they were never very nice?
They, meaning I don't even want to say stuff. But
what cultural background, since you brought it up, what is it?
I think it's Mideastern.
Okay, so here's the deal. We need to call and figure out what this is about. But if I were you, I would get a cancellation just to be safe. I would cancel it.
I need help. I don't know how to do that.
Okay. On the contract, if we had the contract, damn it, you know what, Daph?
I'll resend
just resend it to us.
But Daph, would you talk to her off the air, and just see where she's sending it? And if you want, she can send it directly to me, please. Just give her my email address off the air. Hold on, D. We really need to help you pretty quickly.
Hey,
hang on. Yes, Mark.
Tom.
What?
30 days under the Consumer Protection Act, you can cancel hearing aids. I did not know that.
Oh, yes.
30 days.
That's right. That's
30 days.
That's right. That law's been in effect for a while. And when you do it, they can't charge you except for a minimal cost for the mold, I think, if they're allowed to do. But that's it, man. And most of them don't have custom molds anymore. They just use this small
awesome.
plug. It is great. Now, Diane, what's going on with you, Diane? What's happening? And I will, Ants, take a break in a little while here. I just need to hear what Diane's calling about so we can get somebody started on it. Because I see you say it's American Furniture, Diane?
Correct.
What happened?
They delivered my new mattress to me. And then when they were taking out the old one, they were very hurriedly running through my house, and they broke my hardwood flooring.
How bad is the hardwood flooring when you say they broke it? Like a crack, a chip? What is it?
It's the stair nose, the edge. They broke it off.
The edge? The edge of what? Was it a threshold or something?
Yes.
And
can you send us a picture?
Yeah, like, is it just a board that has to be replaced?
It's the stair nose edge.
I know what you mean. The bull nose, it's the bull nose on the edge of a step. That's usually a 2-inch or 3-inch piece that can be replaced.
Yeah, it's about 7 feet long.
7 feet long?
Yeah, it's a big staircase.
6 or 7 feet.
No, what do you mean?
And American Furniture is denying that they broke anything.
Well, how are they denying it? They just flat out said they didn't do it?
Normal wear and tear.
Oh, well, it could be. I don't know. But when I just got to get a picture of this. Is it along the edge of a stair when you step on it to walk up and down, or is it alongside long ways? Because 7 feet, you don't have a 7-foot stair. What is this 7-foot piece?
It's the edge where you step down into another room.
How? That's 7 feet? Okay.
You've seen big staircases.
Yeah, but Mark, I've never seen any stair tread ever 7 feet wide, except maybe the White House or something. I mean, 7 feet wide is pretty damn wide. Hold on. You need to send us a photograph, a picture. Hold on.
What if you could make it?
In 30 seconds, do you want to do Rocky Mountain Retro?
We're building a system designed.
You know what? Let Mark do ideal. Mark,
you can do ideal.
Ideal, yes. Yeah, Mark will do Ideal.
And I sent both of you guys the contract for Dolores D.
Oh, he wants me to go first, Mark.
Tom's doing first. Put Jimmy up.
Microbios.com to learn questions we grow.
I urge you to get an estimate free of charge from Rocky Mountain Retro Foam. If your house is like 10, 20, or 30 years older, the older the better, but I'm telling you, even 10-year-old homes don't have adequate insulation. This is a retro insulating company, and they can do it, listen to this, in most cases in just a day from outside the house. That's right, it's an injection foam. They go from outside into the wall cavities, and then it fills every nook and cranny. I've never seen anything like it. You can see it. I'll give you a link to a video. And then you can call them for a free estimate. They can cut down your expenses for utilities by 50%. They can make your house more quiet. It's even a fire retardant. FoamYourWalls.com. It's not a spray. It doesn't get hard. It's environmentally friendly. You will love this stuff. FoamYourWalls.com.
Okay, I sent you the contract. I don't see any date on it. I don't see any date on this. Oh wait, 8/15. Created on 8/15. It's been over 3 days.
What is she talking about? She said it was on Monday.
Created 8/15.
She emailed you D's contract.
Right. I already sent it to him.
Where did you find it?
It's under Larry.
Why did she say it was Monday? What's the 15th?
15th is.
Larry McNeil.
That's it. I guess maybe her dead husband.
Oh.
Listen, man. Listen. First of all, I don't have it yet, but what is the 14th? It was on what day?
This says the 15th. Where's it?
The 14th is last Friday.
Yeah, well, why the fuck did she say?
This says
it wasn't Monday. Son of a bitch.
She signed it on the 15th?
Yeah.
That's a Saturday. So technically, Sunday doesn't count. So she can't do it today, right?
Monday, Tuesday.
Yeah, but Saturday counts as one day.
But is that considered one day?
So to Monday is one day, to Tuesday. Yeah, she says she can.
Okay.
Okay.
Right? Because Sunday doesn't count.
Right. Thanks for bringing that out, but you said it was Friday. And Saturday does count, but it wasn't Friday.
You sure 15th is a... Fuck.
15th was a Friday.
You said Saturday.
Oh, it was a Saturday, I'm sorry.
Okay.
Yeah, the 14th was a Friday. She signed it on the 15th?
On the this was created on the 15th as a date on it.
What is there a date next to her signature?
I don't see a signature.
You've likely been hearing me talk.
Why do I have a 3 p.m. shoot here?
I will gladly hand deliver that mail, Tom, if that's what it comes down to.
So tomorrow I go see my doc.
All right.
The new one.
What'd you end up doing on your loan?
Me?
Yeah.
Yeah, I did it.
Oh, he got you closed?
Yep.
What was the interest rate? The 375?
375. My your way, whatever. All that.
You refied it?
Yeah, I just did a refi.
Did it go down? You were doing that at the time. You said, I thought you had already had it.
No. I was doing it on time.
So listen, man.
It just took 4 months.
What's the rate?
375 is the lowest. But this is, you know what it is. It's all the get it off and
you have cash you available. You can take it. Oh, good.
Yeah.
So it's a line of credit.
Right.
That's
yes, the first line of credit.
Right.
That's
So, Tom, if we can get her to give us a letter, I will.
You know what you should do? You go to Vegas, you pick either black or red, and you do one spin, Dano.
I'll be happy to go over.
There you go. God, I tell you, I'm going to tape a calendar to my freaking. With the Sherry Construction, he went out and seen that. Can we get? He only can do it for.
Yeah, whenever.
Can we do him right away? Can I have Daft do it? Get him right
whenever,
away.
Yeah.
Okay.
Whenever he can come on.
Is Daft?
When do you say?
Hey, Daft.
When can he come on?
Between 12:15 and 12:30.
Oh Jesus! It's almost too late.
Or if he just has to get on for this if Daft.
Or tomorrow, whenever he comes on, I'll take him. You tell him.
Okay.
It doesn't have to be.
Let's see here. God dang it! Where's all this?
Did we call that mover?
I don't know, Mark. Actually,
Are we going to call the mover?
Sponsored by Napa Auto Parts. A gusty afternoon thunderstorm could make the wild.
Dap, did you try to get that mover on?
Did we get the contract?
Yeah.
Yeah, I sent it to you. It's Larry.
Stores across the nation.
Who is Larry, by the way?
I think it's her dead husband.
Okay.
Parts store,
Sorry.
a Napa Auto Care Center,
Oh, we had lunch coming. Yummy.
Yeah, you can tell on Napa Know-How. It's the Dan Cup.
All right, gentlemen, we're back in about 10 seconds.
Night 2 of the Democratic Convention, Jimmy Carter, Bill Clinton, AOC, John Kerry, doesn't get any...
We got such full lines here.
Join me at 4.
God damn it.
I'm Tom Martino, your troubleshooter. Okay, we're trying to get a hold of the mover in Aurora. She signed a contract. Now listen, it's not fair for me to say, by the way, that this guy's a ripoff, or this guy doesn't know what he's doing, or she shouldn't use him, okay? But I am saying I don't know him, and I'm saying that I don't like the way it was done. Although, listen, he was online with good reviews, supposedly, but he looks like a broker. I don't like brokers in general when it comes to moving. In fact, that broker has no control over the move whatsoever. I mean, that broker isn't a company. That broker doesn't know the company. Well, he might know him, but he's not the company, and brokers usually work this way. They find someone to do the job and make the spread. So logically, if they charge you 12 grand, they're going to try to find someone to do it as cheaply as possible. Right away, you have a spread you're losing, right away. When you go directly to an agent of a national van line, respected national van line, then you have a better chance of, well, not a better chance, first of all, you have a good chance of having a good move, but you still have you can still have bad agents, okay? You can have a North American guy that's not that great, I guess. You can have an Allied guy or a Mayflower guy that's not that great. What I'm saying is, though, at least you have a national brand, and they set certain standards. I happen to know that Johnson Moving and Storage here in Denver has been around longer than me. When I got to town, I got to know them, and I like these guys. In fact, I used them back in the day. I also used Grable. Grable was a great family-owned company. They didn't have any agents. They did it all. Now, they were purchased several years ago, but they still maintain Grable as a pretty good company. Those are the ones I would choose off the bat. Dee signed with someone who came to her home and gave her an estimate. She said she signed Monday afternoon. She did not sign Monday afternoon. Dee, you signed Saturday, by the way. Now, the good news is Sunday is not counted in the 3-day right to rescind. Saturday is. So what time did you sign on Saturday? Does it say what time she signed?
It was definitely Monday.
Well, it says, well, the date doesn't say that, so you're going to have in fact, the date is what's going to prevail. It says created on 8/15. Go to her signature. Does it have a different date? You should have really noted that.
That was Home Advisor on Saturday. But they didn't come to my home.
I know, but they are saying that the contract is dated, just so you know, okay? But it still doesn't matter by the math, because Monday would be one day, Tuesday would be the second. This is the third day. Now
Tom, it says 8/17 on what I'm looking at. On the first page where it says job number,
estimate date. It says estimated date. 8/17. It says, I don't know, so which one is it then? I mean, it's created on 8/15, but the estimate date is 8/17. I don't know, listen.
Well, the 15th is when Home Advisors gave me their name.
Okay.
And they called me. But they didn't come out to my house.
Okay, I see what it says. Referenced by Home Advisor on 8/15. Okay, they're saying, okay, I think I could make that I see what you're saying. Yeah, and the update, I would say it's a 17th. Listen, Dee, you sound pretty sharp. Get this thing canceled. If you don't know this guy, at least get it canceled so you can check out him and other people. But I would get it canceled. And if
we should call up and try to cancel for her. Deputy Doc could do this.
Deputy Doc. Listen.
I don't know how to cancel. I don't know
what do you mean you don't know how? You write a letter saying, according to the contract, they have 3 business days to cancel. I hereby cancel this contract. That's what I would do. And you date it and you sign it. Deputy Doc says he would go to your house and personally pick up that letter and deliver it.
Oh, that would be wonderful.
Where do you live?
I live near Mississippi and Chambers.
Okay, yeah, don't give me the exact address. Mississippi and Chambers, she's not far from us, Deputy Doc. And then you would be delivering it to where? To this guy, wherever he is, in Aurora. So that's not far. Okay. Can you write that letter? Huh?
Yes.
All right, write it immediately and sign it. Can you print it out?
Okay.
Or do you have, or whatever, you sign it, okay? According to the contract I signed on whatever, August 17th? No, she signed it on 8/17. According to the contract I signed on August 17th, I have 3 days to rescind. I hereby rescind it. And again, this is how I would write it. I hereby rescind it. Thank you. And, sign your name. And then, how did you make the deposit? By credit card?
Yes.
Okay, so you have a copy of that letter. Make a copy of it for yourself. So if he doesn't give the money back, you simply, I would actually just cancel it anyway. I wouldn't even wait. I'd go online and cancel that charge and say, I rescinded the contract under the 3-day right to rescind. Under the 3-day right to rescind. Now listen, you got to do this now, and I
will do it right now.
And I want to make this clear.
I will do it in the next 15 minutes.
I am making this clear that I'm not calling this guy bad or good. I'm just saying we don't know him. And when you're unsure, don't go through with something. My goodness.
That's what I think. That's what I think.
Hold on. Chad's got a comment. Go ahead, Chad. What's your comment? Let's hear it while we still have Dee here. Go ahead.
Yeah, so Tom, the right to rescind is 72 working hours. So if she signed it on Saturday, she has until like Thursday. It's 72 hours of weekdays.
No, I know what you're saying. She did sign it on Monday. We were reading the date wrong. It said they were referred on the 15th, but it said that the estimate was done on the 17th. But, Chad, thank you very much. Yes, you're right. It's working hours or business days.
And guess what?
Yeah?
You know what else his contract says? When they show up to start loading her stuff, she's got to pay the another 50%.
Are you
certified check cash or postal money order?
Nope. This is bad.
This thing sounds really stupid.
This is bad.
Man.
We got to get this thing done today. She's going to have that letter done. We have more coming up.
Clear. Fuller Law and Become the Banker about a minute. Which one do you want?
In the morning. And Dan Kaplis in the afternoon. 6:30 KHOW, Denver. Now, Impact Traffic.
This report is sponsored by Napa Auto Parts.
There's a lot of problem spots. The good news is they're outside of the metro area. Let's go outside of town, out west. Both directions of I-70 remain closed through Glenwood Canyon as crews are battling those wildfires. Out east, eastbound I-76 closed again at Highway 52 outside of Hudson for road work. The detour is the on and off ramps there at Highway 52. And south of town, solid backups in the gap on southbound I-25 approaching Monument, backed up all the way to Larkspur almost. Left lane blocked for road work in that stretch. The weather forecast going to be a 40% chance of afternoon thunderstorms today with a hot high of 95. Right now, partly cloudy and 83. With your Impact Traffic and Weather, I'm Pete Wagner, 630 KHOW.
With thousands of locally owned Napa stores across the nation, chances are that wherever you call home, they do too. So whether you stop by your local Napa Auto Parts store, a Napa Auto Care Center, or visit Napa online, you can count on Napa Know-How.
You know, I say it every single day, never be fooled by an insurance company. If someone else hits you and it's their fault, their insurance company might reach out and say, hey, we accept liability. You know what they're doing? They're tricking you. You are not going to get what you deserve, period, end of story, unless if you hire a good personal injury lawyer. I have personally used John Fuller twice in my lifetime. In both times, he came through beautifully. This man will fight for you. And the cool part is John is the one.
I love having Mark so I can eat. God, we have so many commercials.
People complain about that.
Write this number down. I hope you're never hurt in an accident, but if you are,
So hard to get done and stuff in between when you got all this.
597-4500. John Fuller, 303-597-4500.
Hi, Dave Logan here from Lifetime Windows and Siding. You know, when it comes to siding, the best offense is a good defense. Lifetime is the largest installer of James Hardy siding.
I had a dream a woman was having a baby, Doc.
Siding is made from fiber cement.
I had a dream, and
fire resistant.
I said,
siding will completely
Doc,
transform the look of your home. Call
can you do it? And you said, I'm out of practice.
24 Lifetime is an official sponsor.
But when have you ever delivered one from a man?
I have not delivered a baby from
But here's the deal. Were men always present? Were you in the day when it was all C-section?
No.
Didn't they go through a period of time when women they encouraged C-sections for some reason?
Yeah. Oh, I thought there was because it was easier. A lot
There
of
was
doctors.
a time in New York, at least. Doc, I was delivered by C.
Yeah, I had heard that too.
It was almost like going in for surgery when
Right,
you had a baby.
like a
and then they
tonsils,
started stressing natural.
Yeah. Because there's less complications.
I think, you know better than anyone, but you're saying your entire practice was natural, right, Doc?
No, I did a lot of C-sections.
Huh?
I did a lot of
No, I know, but not the preferred method. I'm saying it was.
No.
It was in special
For
certain
reasons.
Right, but it was the norm was.
For a while, the norm was if you had a C-section, then I'd always have a second C-section.
Is that true?
And then they changed it.
Oh, they did. Okay.
Yeah, that was
to what they call VBACs.
They always.
Vaginal birth after cesarean. And then they changed that again. So there were certain parameters that had to be met in order to have
When
a
were they going to
VBAC.
pick up her stuff?
Doc, it's a breach.
Here, did you see that? Are you on the contract?
Yeah, I'm reading some of the fine print.
Doc, is a breach serious?
Only if you don't know about it.
Only if you what? I'm sorry.
If you don't know it's a breach, it's serious.
Oh, if you plan for it.
Because then you do a C-section for free.
Like me, all free. But we no longer have to travel to Seattle or LA to get the very best of hair restoration.
How many breech babies have you delivered, Doc?
Quite a few, actually.
Are they usually messed up or no?
If you do it properly, no.
He said you planned for it.
No, but I'm saying, like, is there something wrong with the kids in general or no?
Oh, not at all.
I always thought Dan was a breach.
I came out running.
I came out playing racquetball.
No, man, you lost a lot then. I don't see an estimated date of when it was supposed to happen.
Ugly, your mama. A doctor slapped your mama. I love all those ones.
We've taken steps together to slow the spread of coronavirus. Now we must...
Okay, listen, this says you got to email him within 72 hours. Number 7. It tells you exactly how to cancel.
Oh, you can email it.
Well, it's the only way you can do it according to this contract.
So if we want to get back to school...
Go look at number 7 under terms and conditions.
Overall health.
Okay, so it's 72 hours after signing. So
She's fine right now, but look, it says info and logistics-pro.
Yep, I see it.
Have Doc send it to there right now.
Please, I'm begging.
Do you have a doc?
No. She's going to do it. Why can't she do it?
She could email, yeah. She seems smart
Make
enough.
sure she knows how to do it.
Yeah.
Have her CC you.
We got to call her.
CC all of us.
Yeah.
Is Daff up there or?
Yes.
Okay, we got Tony on you, so you got to take Tony. So, can you call her, Doc, or?
No, we'll call her on the air. I want to call her on the air.
Okay, well, we got Tony Sherrick up there right now to give his
We'll
report.
do it after that.
Okay.
How much time? He can't hear me. Sucks.
Everywhere with the iHeartRadio app.
Now #1 for
Give me a fucking break. 630
Really?
An iHeartRadio station.
Hi, Tom Martino here. Mark was perusing that contract, the one for moving, and saw that she has to do this by email. So we need to call her back and get her on. Roz, what's going on with you, Roz? You had a concrete job you were upset with. And it was from a company called Enviro Concrete. You didn't like it, and we sent out an excellent company. I've known Tony and this team at Sherrick Construction for many, many, many years. And they do excellent landscaping and concrete and all kinds of stuff. Now, we asked him to evaluate it, and I don't even think we told him about the company. It doesn't matter. We just wanted to see what the job was, and he wrote it up here, but I want him to summarize it. Tony Sherrick, Sherrick Construction. By the way, if you guys, at the end of this, I'll give out their number because truly they are excellent. Roz, this job you were unhappy with. I want to see what Tony thought of it as far as the quality and the cost and all that. Okay, Tony, what's going on?
Hello, Tom. How are you?
I'm doing good, thank you. What do you think?
So, I went out, I met with Roz, and I addressed her concerns, and I could see there was some legitimacy behind some of her concerns. You know, and as I wrote up into the report, it's not a horrible job. You know, it's passable.
Yeah, okay.
But you know, when I say passable, I mean that, you know, the short, it's going to have a short life to it because there are going to be some problems that will arise pretty quickly in the next few years, and they've already arisen already.
Did you say though part of it was from a not having a gutter extension or something? That can't be their problem.
Well, here's what I saw. No, it's not. But what has happened is because there was no gutter on the back side of the roof when it had water or must have rained or whatever, there shortly after, the water just came flying over the top of the roof and then just started eating away at the concrete and caused really big holes inside the concrete from, you know, driving it straight down, coming off the roof.
Yeah.
And what should have happened is that he should have caught that, realizing that there's no gutter on there, and it should have been protected until, you know, she.
Yeah, but I get it, Tony. But we're talking about you, a perfectionist. I think to say to this guy, you didn't tell her about the gutter and you didn't protect it against that. I know why you're saying it, but I'd rather have something stronger. What else is going on?
The second thing that I was addressing was the chipping along the edges.
Right.
Typically, when we see a lot of chipping along the edges and we're between old and new pours, it's simply because there's an expansion material that needs to separate the pours. It allows both slabs, because sometimes you can connect them, that there's a felt material that needs to be applied between the two surfaces, just in case if one of them has any movement whatsoever.
He's cutting out.
The new stuff. And that wasn't applied there. They kind of missed that.
So are you talking about two slabs next to each other that you put a felt material between them?
Yes, correct.
And the consequence of not having that expansion material, what causes it to chip on the edges?
Slight movement.
Okay.
So if the old one moves or the new one moves, and either one can, it will cause the new stuff to chip off.
And how bad is the cracking or chipping?
Well, it's very noticeable.
Okay.
It's very noticeable.
How old is this job? How long has this job been there?
I think it's less than a year or just a little over a year, I believe it is.
Oh, my goodness. Okay.
Yeah. And so then the other thing was, the third thing that I noticed, that along the side of the garage, there's a large chunk that is ready to come out.
Wow.
And I mean, it's about 8 inches long, And I asked her, I said, well, did they drill into the foundation here and tie the slab to the foundation wall? She said, based upon her agreement that they were supposed to do that. So two things could happen. The rebar could be not placed correctly. In other words, if it was placed too high into the pour, then it would, if the slightest amount of movement would cause a big chunk to fly off of the rebar. If there is a little bit of settling in the concrete, that adds to it. So if you have a little bit of settling and you got a chunk of rebar right there at the very top of the concrete, then it's going to pop off.
All right, so in addition to that, you said now the front regarding the spalling, what's going on? That's a new problem.
Well, the spalling, I'm not really 100% sure that it is spalling. It looks like some pitting that might be going on, but I'm not sure if the mix, it got rained on or something caused it in a particular area, because it's not just in that area. It is somewhat throughout the entire concrete.
I want to ask you something.
I noticed this.
I want to ask you this. If you had, one of your people had done this job and the homeowner did not complain, but one of your people did it, you went out to inspect it. You happened to be in the neighborhood and you saw it. It was a few months old. Would you voluntarily think you need to replace it? Would you feel that badly about that job if you saw that one of your guys had done it? Would you look at that and say, I need to talk to the homeowner? Now, I'm talking about if the homeowner didn't say anything. What reaction do you think? And it's really hard to put you in this position, but I'm kind of asking your gut. What do you think? What would you have done?
Well, it's like I was saying before. I mean, I would have a responsibility. I would.
Yeah.
And so, again, it all depends on the person themselves. I mean, if they really care about their reputation and they really want to build their company and build it on reputation, then obviously they have some responsibility to assist her and make sure these things are corrected.
If this is your house, would you accept this job?
No, I wouldn't.
Okay. If you hired somebody to do it. Now, you say fix. Is it a complete redo to fix it, tear out and redo, or can it be fixed?
No, it can be fixed, but you're just going to have to saw cut the bad sections and replace them.
And the expansion joint, you can just saw it and put an expansion in after the fact?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
You'd have to take out a square and then report. And of course, again, they poured right up
got a break.
Jagged metal. We had a metal shed there, and there should have been a form.
Now, we're running short on time, but what do you think did you do any figure out what it would cost to correct properly?
I would tell you, I asked her for the quote. She showed it to me. And that's kind of why I would say that he doesn't really want to come back, because she didn't pay a whole lot of money for it. So, obviously it was done as cheap as possible.
And
so,
what do you think it would cost to
make
fix?
The correction, maybe $1,500.
All right. And okay, hold on.
Take him so quickly.
Oh, I had to. I love this guy anyway. He's done work at my house.
Oh, really? No, I talked to him, and he wrote this report up. I didn't expect that.
I mean, they did a putting green for me.
Really?
Yeah, awesome. In my front lawn.
630 K-Howe. With thousands of locally owned
we're having
stores across the nation, chances are that wherever you call home, they do too. So whether you stop by your local Napa Auto Parts store, a Napa Auto Care Center,
I didn't realize you were such a golfer.
You can
want a putting
My wife wanted.
If you've been hit by hail or wind and had an insurance claim,
Hey, I thought I was priority around here.
your entire insurance
So what do we want to do with this D lady?
She's going to be out.
Oh,
she's going to email.
I want to email it. I don't think we have to.
She needs to email it.
Okay.
But we need to get this done, and I want her to copy us.
Yeah, good idea.
Do they have an email on the damn contract?
Yes, they do. It's if you have the contract up, it's number 7. It's in big bold letters. So it's.
I'm going to write them too, saying she talked to me,
the gutters
And
the air conditioning.
Will receive a full refund minus 4% due to incurred merchant fees.
okay, on the credit card, I don't care about that. I don't care about that. I really don't. Although I can argue he can't do that legally.
Give them a call right now if you have any.
I really don't care. I want to get her money back.
726-0020.
Yeah, 4% due to incurred merchant fees. If your first available pickup date is within 5 business days of
Broncos fans.
Oh, it says if your first available pickup date is within 5 business days of electronically signing the Logistics Pro, you waive your right to cancel your deposit.
Yeah, that means if you sign right away and shit, they're mobilizing, right?
I guess it doesn't. I don't see a date
But
on her
she's not.
mobilization.
Yeah, but it's not within 5 days of her picking up.
She's a little sketchy on
She
stuff.
didn't even have it packed. Joe Lazzara is a criminal defense attorney that I hope you never need. I also hope that if ever you or a friend, if you're looking for, or a loved one, a relative, a defense attorney, you're smart enough not to shop when you need one. You know, that's the worst time, when you're panicked and you're looking for someone. That's what I say when it comes to anything, and especially a professional like a criminal defense attorney. So Joe Lazzara is there to help. And I've already done the homework and checked him out. He does flat rate pricing. He's very experienced. He's known by many judges and they like him, and he gets good results. And here's the important thing. You never do a criminal defense on your own, okay? You need a specialist. Joe Lazzara, Lazzara, 2 Z's and 1 R. LazzaraLegal.com, 303-429-6200. That's 429-6200.
Juan says their FMCS it says their FMCSA data seems legit. I don't know what that is.
Who said that?
This guy is a.
Do we have a guy that checks out a lot?
He does. He's a website designer.
We need virtual.
I told him to call in, and he never has. Juan, call in.
I love having people help, but
you're relying on a lot if that's what you. God damn it! Lost one of the cameras.
But the only way to get really quality people, like Deputy Doc and that, are retired people. The other ones are too busy.
Right.
Rep your people for what?
That are consistent people.
For
doing this.
For investigating cases. I mean, you can't. I mean, it's not a thing for somebody who has just spare time. They have to have knowledge of business and going around the block.
And they got to be able to volunteer because you don't want to pay them. I don't mean that in a bad way.
No, it's not that either. There's a ton of reasons why. It's volunteering. The employment aspect would be sick because the HR expenses. Oh my God!
So this Juan.
That's called. It makes it cost prohibitive for people to hire just casual help.
So he's a system programmer for a freight logistics company. Man, he knows his stuff. Then he does websites on. I thought he did websites. This guy that said about the MCSA number. FMCSA. I don't know what they're.
And for liability.
So then he does this stuff.
You have way less liability for a month.
So okay, he can't call in because he's working. Thanks, Juan. But he came from Australia.
Is he out there now?
No. He's back here, but he was living in Australia for a while.
Have you ever been there, Tom?
Where?
Australia? It's a great. I love it. It's a great country. We did a trip to Australia and New Zealand. Both of them. They love Americans. They speak English. It was just a great
That's
trip.
questionable. They're English.
Well, you can understand them.
I don't know what you mean, Mark. I sure do. I just haven't been to Australia, and I haven't been to a lot of places, but I travel.
No, I mean out of the country.
I haven't traveled much out of the country.
When's the last time you left the country?
I would say 15 years ago, Italy.
Yeah, that's what I meant.
I mean, not a long time, Mark, a long time. And then, you know what? The truth is, I've never had this fucking freedom like I do now.
Yeah.
Freedom!
So when this is over,
traveling outside of the country.
when this is over, I'm going to do more. And of course Hawaii, but that wasn't really long.
Plus, it's not out of the country.
No, but you know, I mean, as far as long travel.
Part of the U.S.
I'm talking about long travel. And I've done, you know, like the Costa Rica, South America.
When I went to Australia,
I love Costa Rica.
Oh, Costa Rica is great. When I did my Australia and New Zealand trip, it was the only time in my entire 40-something year career I took more than a week off.
Yeah, that was my problem, is time.
I couldn't afford to take more than 1 week off.
And you know, really, truly, I don't have the whole half family to do, just Stephanie and I. It's prime. If we didn't have COVID, I would be doing it. This is the year we had set aside.
Okay.
We were going to go to Italy.
You're coming up.
I'm Tom Martino, your troubleshooter. 303-713-TALK. Listen, let's get this quickly. Now, D, I'm glad you're back on. I got to tell you something. Mark looked over this contract. You can email this guy the cancellation according to the contract. Did you hear me, D?
Yes, yes.
So here's what I want you to do. The email is in the contract. I want Deputy Dan to call you and to instruct you how to, where to email it. And I want you to copy us on it, not blind copy. I want you to copy us so he sees it's going to Tom Martino.
Yes.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Right. And then that's going to be good. So do that for me, please. And then hang on.
I will do it.
Hang on. We got to make sure we have your number. Deputy Dan will call you during the break. Jeff, what's going on with you, Jeff? Welcome to the show. And Melissa, hang on. I promise you're next after Jeff. Jeff, what's going on?
Yeah, Tom, thanks for taking my call. I own a piece of property up in Teller County.
Yeah.
And this property is between Woodland Park and Cripple Creek. And I went to sell that property and found out that someone had filed a lien against the property.
Oh, all right, hang on. There are ways to get these liens dealt with. I got to find out what it's for. I'm very intrigued by this. You knew nothing about it, and that's what I want to know. More coming up on that.
Here you go, Dan. When it comes to roofing, Excel Roofing offers everything I recommend. You know another thing? I don't enjoy travel like a lot of people do. I just don't. It's just not one of my things.
Me too.
I just don't really enjoy it that much. It's like I don't because it sounds crazy. Well, you don't like traveling, and I say, yeah, I don't like traveling.
My son has gone a bunch of places by himself.
He likes that?
And he loves it. I find no appeal of going on a trip by myself.
Oh, no, not by myself.
But he loves it. He's gone on a bunch of things.
What is her number?
I have these numbers.
Do you?
Yeah.
She here is 0023.
417.
Okay. Here, just
838.
What's the last four?
0230.
Okay. He's got 0023. Okay. I'll give her a
I
call.
just don't understand why I don't. I mean, I should, but
Because you know what? Because you got everything you want here. You've got your wife, you've got your kids, you got a nice house.
I'm a homebody.
You've got your routine.
Let me tell you, that's why I like going up to the cabin. It's like traveling, going on a trip every weekend. It is.
I like road trips. I love road trips, and I like helicopter and airplane trips. Not because I don't fly like an airline does. When I take a road trip on an airplane, in mine, it's like a fast road trip. That's all it is. It's
So
a
where
road
do you
trip.
usually fly to?
Huh? Is that like I've taken it to the East Coast to see
Have you
family.
really?
Oh yeah. Chicago area. I've gone to Mount Rushmore. I've gone to like Vegas. I've gone to, yeah, Mount Rushmore. Santa Fe is a nice little destination.
That is a great,
That's not long.
It must be, what, 3 hours by plane?
My little helicopter, an hour and a half, I think I go to Santa Fe. Because I go over the...
Yeah, go over Raton Pass.
Raton, yeah.
Raton Pass.
That's right. I call it Raton.
Yeah, 'cause that's why 25 goes right through there.
I love that kind of traveling.
Republican Governor Greg Abbott is out to punish cities like Austin.
Any city that defunds law enforcement will have their property tax revenue
Then when my son was growing up, almost every year between Christmas and New Year's, we went somewhere on a diving trip.
Oh,
every island.
That's cool. Do you dive?
Really, it's a great vacation.
But you're a diver.
Yeah.
Fucking A, baby. That's cool.
Yeah, we loved it.
Did you do a lot of adventurous stuff?
No, well,
I've never been overly adventurous as far as that kind of stuff. And like, like mountain climbing, stuff like that. I'm very conservative when it came to that shit, though. The most daring thing I did was flying, and that's really not daring.
Yeah, the most dangerous I did was diving. It was so safe. I mean, if you stay below or above 40, 50 feet...
Then a lot of times you'll dive. I mean, I grew up poor, so I didn't do a lot of shit anyway.
When I was growing up, when I graduated high school...
Did your parents have money?
Oh, we were so poor.
Oh, you were. See, I started out...
Yeah, you told me you were rich anyway.
Until 5 or 6, we had our own park, golf course in the summer house, and I didn't realize it until we lost it. You know, a dock on a boat and
Was the property course in Catskill or Pallenville?
Pallenville.
Yeah, I played that course.
And it was ours, private. And then we had, all of that shit, man. I loved it.
Yeah, that's it. I love being up at Pallenville in the summer. It was a great old-time swimming hole.
I love that area.
It is a great area.
103.
And there's a whole school of painting called Catskill Painters. Do you know about that?
No. Okay.
Look it up sometime. All of these.
Okay, it says if your first available pickup date is within 5 business days of electronically signing the Logistics Pro agreement, you waive your right to cancel.
Where'd you grow up?
In Brooklyn.
So you're...
Yeah, well, I mean, one of my friends, when I graduated high school...
Where does it say? No, D. That is not a sentence, that's just a paragraph. It says, that's if.
I thought it was the really rich, super rich people, somewhere out on Long Island, and I was just amazed. But, let's say we had one bathroom for 7 people, and it was just, we were real poor, and we didn't know any better.
That's the latest. I'm Chad Hoffman.
We had an empty field a block from my house.
This recording is
And it
sponsored
was a whole Italian Jewish neighborhood. And we had a baseball game going. From the day school went out, so it would just rotate. People go home for lunch at different times, and the baseball game never stopped. It was fun growing up,
Sounds good.
Because you didn't know any better.
Yes, I'll get a see that help.
In the Hudson area, roadwork continues on eastbound I-76 at Highway 52. Traffic being diverted onto I-76 and then back on via the ramps. Your forecast for today, a mix of clouds and sun this afternoon with some scattered thunderstorms. Will cool off to the mid-60s overnight tonight.
Was your brother your own sibling?
I have 2 brothers and 2 sisters.
Oh, me too.
My older sisters...
Okay, she's going to sit on for 10 minutes.
6 years older than me. And I got one who's 78 or 79. That sister, to this day, or at least she was, running marathons up to a few years ago.
Wow.
Now, where do they live?
Florida. She was running marathons and also doing bike racing, and she's fucking amazing.
And where's your other brother?
My other brother, I have two brothers, one in New York and one in Florida. The crazy one's in Florida. And my other one, younger than me, he's like 64. He's in upstate New York. And
what does he do?
Okay, turn out that for a second.
Okay.
Oh, right now for a free analysis of your website. It is so important that you know how your website is performing on the internet. They'll do a free analysis. They'll go through each and every aspect.
Back on in about 30 seconds, guys.
Looks to search engines, what keywords you have, what kind of organization it has and structure, and then give you free advice. This is a free analysis with no obligation. And if you use Get Found Fast, all the better, but you're not obligated. GetFoundFast.com.
It's Ross Kaminsky. Mornings at 6.
We've got a special treat for you.
All right, guys. 10 seconds. You're back in there.
Conversation with Donald Trump Jr. That'll be Thursday morning at 8:35, right here on 630 KHOW.
This is the Trouble.
This hour brought to you by RenewHomeInnovations.com. We love Nick Fox and the gang. Nick, remember Meet the Fockers? Well, he's Meet the Fox. Nick Fox. Well, anyway, Renew Home Innovations. Bottom line, 25% off till the end of the month. You got to go quick. And he will get. They have special financing and other things. They make custom showers, and I mean custom. Now, that doesn't mean expensive. It means custom. And it's all American standard fixtures and walls. They do walls that are stone-like. This is ground-up stone with resin. It's beautiful. You ought to give them a look. Look, if you're looking to do a renewal, then check them out. RenewHomeInnovations.com. Just check them out. They'll probably fit into your budget. They can do the bathroom, too, and they specialize especially in the shower area or in the tub shower area. 303-904-2000. 303-904-2000. RenewHomeInnovations.com. Listen, when it comes to home improvements of any kind, please call us first, or moving or any major thing. You heard that nice woman that called. Maybe you didn't, but she called and she signed up with a mover and made all kinds of mistakes before contacting us. We would have hooked her up. So you don't have to call us only after something goes wrong and you have a problem. Please call us when you need help deciding on something. We love doing that. Also, referrallist.com is made for that. And I swear to God, I mean, this is an advocation for me where I want you to get the best. I hate rip-offs and liars and cheaters. This is not just a list somewhere as a sideline. This is who I am. And everybody who works here feels the same way. So, Jeff, you were saying that you had a lien filed. Now, here's what I find weird. You don't recognize any part of this lien, or was it a possible dispute? What do you mean you found a lien? First and foremost, who filed the lien?
The water company that services the water for the subdivision.
Okay, a water company. Is this a private water company?
I'm not sure what you mean by that.
Well, is it the city? I mean, is it a public water company? Do they supply water to a number of people, or is it just for that subdivision? There are private water companies all over the place, and there are public municipal water companies. That's where they're public, basically. They're owned. What is this one? Is this public or private?
Yeah, it's not a municipality. It's basically to service the subdivision.
Good.
And possibly some other areas. Yeah.
Probably the developer or developers in that area needed water. They did a plant and distributed water, and people agreed to it when they move in. Who knows? Whatever. You hook. If you were going to build a house, you pay a tap fee and you hook up. But here's what I want to know. How much is the lien?
$8,000.
Okay. And what are they saying it's for?
They're saying it was because the original purchaser of the property back in 1993 was supposed to pay a $75 fee. No, $75 fee per year to keep the tap fee in force.
Okay, it's for original owner $75 a year for how many years?
Well, whatever, since '93, whatever that computes to be. But basically,
yeah.
the owner at that time did not pay the $75 or stopped paying the $75.
Yeah.
So she forfeited her tap fee.
And her tap fee was how much?
Again,
I get it.
Again,
so what this means is, what this really means is that your lot had back fees of 75 times 27, and then that comes to 2,000 plus the cost of the tap, because they're saying the old tap is gone, you have to buy a new one. Now, I've never heard of renewal fees for taps. That's very interesting. Now, do you also pay for water usage?
Yes, if you use the if you build a house and you use the tap, then you do pay for usage. That's correct.
Okay. And do you own just a vacant lot right now?
That's correct.
Oh, I see. When you bought it, did you know when you were purchasing it and how long ago did you purchase it? In 90 when? When did you buy it?
Okay. Let me give you a little bit more information there. I actually bought a tax certificate for that piece of property back in 1998.
Okay.
And then after holding that for 4 or 5 years, whatever it was,
I got it.
I applied for a treasurer's deed.
That tells me a lot. That tells me a lot. You know what it tells me? That there are no warrants, which means that I was looking to see if there was a transaction where you closed on a property and the owner is supposed to have certain things paid or disclosed, and you could possibly go after somebody for that. But as I see, you bought it under what's called adverse conditions, whether it was adverse or not, that's what they call it, which means there were no promises or warrants, and you're liable for everything, including if there was toxic cleanup. So basically, that's just the cost of doing this. I mean, you owe it. There's nothing you can do about it. You can make the argument it's not your responsibility, but the obligation goes with the property.
Yeah, but wait a minute. I don't necessarily want the water or the tap fee. In other words, I may sell it to the adjacent property owner who just wants to expand his property. So I have
hold
no
on.
need.
Then that person can simply buy it. There's nothing saying you can't sell it.
Right.
I mean, they're going to take, wait a minute. You can bond, I should mention this. You can bond around it, because otherwise they'll take it out of the proceeds. I see where you're going with this. Listen, I understand you may not have it. I don't even want to get into that argument, but usually where there's a water company servicing, you can't opt out. I mean, sometimes you can, but in most cases you cannot opt out. If they have a water company, the EPA, the local governments, everyone wants you on that water. They don't want you digging another hole or diminishing the water supply. And honest to God, if there is a truly approved water company, you can't opt out for that lot. But I know what you're saying. You don't really want to opt out for water. You just want to sell it, and the guy may not need anything else. It doesn't matter. They're still saying the money is owed to them. You're saying he's never going to use it. This is just a problem, Jeff. I don't know how to put it to you other than there is no option for them not getting their money because you're not going to use it.
Except that they have never sent me a statement. They never sent me a bill.
They're not obligated to.
In fact,
they're not obligated to. They're only obligated to do whatever is on their records from the last known owner. I don't know if you upgraded it. Look, I know what you're saying, Jeff. Filing a lien is as good as public notice. I know what you're trying to do. I have dealt in millions of dollars in real estate over the years, and I know what you're trying to do. You're trying to say, I don't need it, I don't want it, I will never use it. The guy next door simply wants to add it to his lot. Why the hell do we have to pay for something we're never going to use? Because it's money due and owing from the past. However, one thing I do find odd is and listen to my logic. they're saying you didn't pay the $75 to keep this active, therefore we're charging you the $75 a year. They shouldn't, because it's not active. Because technically, by that reasoning, if you paid the $75 for the 27 years, then you should have a water tap. But to make you pay to keep it current plus pay for the original tap is wrong. It's got to be one or the other. That's just logic. I mean, I'll bet you'd find a judge that would agree. In other words, if they're saying this is what they should say, your tap on that land has expired. It's expired. If anyone wants water, they're going to have to pay for a new tap, right? Because that's it, because it expired. But to say to you, you have to pay for all of those years of keeping it current, yet we're not going to call it current. You get what I'm saying? It's illogical. That alone is illogical, because they're saying, in other words, if they take the tap away, then those 27 years of renewals are for nothing, because they took it away. When did they take it away? If they took it away the first year, then why would they add 26 years of renewals for something you can't renew? Have you used that line of argument? Is that what the money due is, the $8,000? Is it for the back tap fees and the renewal and the new tap fee, or is it just for the tap fee itself? What is it for?
Basically, they're saying that the original purchaser, when she didn't pay the $75 per year, she forfeited.
She did, right. So that's what I'm asking you. All I asked was, what is the $8,000 for? What is it? How much? For what?
That's to restore the tap. That's for the tap fee.
Okay, then that's logical.
If I wanted water,
I get it.
If I wanted water, I would have to pay the $8,000.
Okay, that's good. Because it would be illogical to charge you for the tap plus the renewal fees, because it was never renewed. So I get it. I get what they're doing. At least it makes sense. They're saying that lot no longer has a tap fee. Now, what I find odd is, why wouldn't they let somebody sell it subject to the tap fee? I used to do that all the time. I used to sell lots subject to tap fees and assessments. In other words, I don't want to pay anything right now. You take it for this price, and you can pay if you want to hook up for water. Why are they requiring a tap fee before hookup? Jeff?
Yeah, I mean, I hear your question.
Usually tap fees are due when you pull a building permit. I have never heard personally of tap fees being due just for the hell of it.
Well, and I agree with you 100%. So then why, if that's the case, how can they file a lien on my property
for the $8,000? I mean, because there might be bylaws. I'd like to call the water company and ask them, because that's worth an explanation. I've never heard of this, but there could be bylaws that say that every lot must buy a tap fee. It's simply that. It could be. Let's find out. Get us the information on the tax district. I'm going to have Deputy Doc call and find out. Usually tap fees are due with a building permit or some other trigger. Why are they saying that a vacant lot that may never use the water, why do they have to pay it? It's a good question. We got more coming up.
Clear. Zero res in a minute.
All right, I'll go.
Men, it's summertime, and if you're like many men today, you've been cooped up.
Maybe put on a few pounds and probably
Mark.
been getting the exercise.
Yeah.
What do you think of the tap fees?
What do you think of a tap fee being due just because? No building permit, nothing.
I don't know.
Yeah. It could be part of the subdivision rule that every lot needs it.
Are you guys going to go to movies when they open up here this week?
Oh, yeah. You know, Mark, we go to restaurants, and I'll go to movies, but I'll use common sense.
The movie's going to use...
Yeah, why is a movie any different than a restaurant?
But what are they going to do wrong? Are they going to alone?
No, are they going to put signs on seats?
Yes, sir.
Do you say Dan or Dr. Him?
You know what they're doing?
Deputy
They're putting
Doc.
a lot of old fucking movies then. That's stupid.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Yeah, you're right.
I got it.
All right, guys.
I'm not going to pay to go see the Goonies. Future, the Goonies.
You know what I love about Zero Res? They are at the top of their game when it comes to science and hard work to keep us safe and clean. Now, they clean carpets like none other. I mean, it's like, I have like new carpets. They actually, when they cleaned my carpets here when I moved in, they also re-stretched them. They do that too. And not only do they have a great system, but they also have, it's a patented system because the water is super energized, it's alkaline or something, and what it does is cleans like hell and is patented. Now, it also sterilizes. Now they can do, they have some technology that can do hard surfaces for your business or home, starting at just $30 a room, and it puts down a protective shield for 90 days. Check that out. 90 days. Doorknobs, counters, vanities, plumbing fixtures, toilets, phones, trash cans, and more. Zero Res Denver. .com, that's R-E-Z, ZeroResDenver.com, 303-471-5150, 471-5150. Was that, I'm sorry, was that a 30? Oh, good.
Like me, all free, but we no longer have to travel to Seattle or LA to get the.
They did a great job on my poop thing.
Man,
you hung up on me.
I love them.
Yeah, I can't believe these movies are trying to.
Is it the Goonies?
Like what,
really?
Mark?
The Goonies.
Like what?
You said the Goonies.
Grease.
Oh,
you know,
geez.
I'm not going to a theater for fucking reruns. But Mark, I would love to go for, you know, because what's safer? You're in a damn seat away from everybody.
All I see is like unhinged, cutthroat city, words on a bathroom wall.
Yeah. Hey, when you buy through the tax like that, do you get title insurance? You know, the guy bought through a tax.
That doesn't cover that.
Oh, okay.
It only, all title insurance pays for is something on the title.
Gotcha. Okay.
If somebody had an unfair claim on the
like
title.
Like a survey, got it. So John,
or
it
it
wouldn't
means
cover
that
that.
they miss. If it's filed and they miss
my
it.
title
Or
company,
missed.
When I bought my house, when I bought my land, there was a line going through the middle of the property. They had to spend $40 grand to reroute it around the perimeter.
Wait a minute. If he bought that and there was a lien they missed.
Oh, he bought through the tax.
Never mind. He bought a tax certificate. Never mind. See, that's where you have these.
Yeah, oh, I can absolutely. Would you just bring up there that if it has a Superfund site on it, you're responsible for that?
That's right.
You know, out in California, they found a lot of properties where they covered up an oil well, and they just had a piece of wood over it.
Really?
And they had to pay to plug that
Listen,
oil
man.
well.
The purchases.
There have been
people had a house in it.
there have been people that have their guy out there doing an environmental study before the real one, because on some of these things you have to do a level 1 environmental impact, and I've heard stories where this guy will find something like this little fucking grasshopper or something. I'm serious, man. Where it will fucking be millions, and I'll bet you, I'm not saying this, and I don't know anyone, but I heard people say just kill it, you know, I mean, or get rid of it. Like, how do we know though? Who the hell? I mean, there was one thing one time.
Black-footed
Wait, the Army Corps of Engineers. It was the famous case. They had to reroute something that, for some stupid little
like archaeological site or something.
No, it was an endangered goddamn grasshopper or something. No. It was a ridiculous thing, and people are saying, "Come on," you know.
Well, let me tell you, oil companies go through this all the freaking time.
My neighbor in my old house used to be a developer, and he said after a year in California, he said, I'm never building in California, ever.
Like I said, you know, down in the beach area.
It's protecting endangered species. That is where it gets fucking crazy. I mean, crazy. Where they say, well, we saw red-headed this or that. Or
so what you should do is you should just spray it all with.
And also the Corps of Engineers, there have been cases where people on their own land it was declared a wetland.
Oh, that wetland thing.
Yeah. And they couldn't do it. It cost them millions to fight it.
No, I've heard of it.
Hey, Tom Martino, your troubleshooter, 303-713-TALK. 713-8255. Okay, so Melissa's been waiting so long. Melissa, what's happening with you? I'm so sorry I didn't get to you sooner. I'll give it my all attention. I hope we can help you. What's happening?
Okay, so what happened was
2 weeks ago, I got put out of my apartment because of some issues that I had. And so the cops put everything out, and I lost everything that I had.
Okay, so this was a real, Melissa, that was a real eviction we're talking about 2 weeks ago. And you weren't able, oh, that's so sad. You weren't able to save anything?
I had the clothes on my back and the shoes on my feet when I left.
Okay. What happened then?
So that was due to COVID, you know, because I was a waitress up in Black Hawk until then. So here's the deal. I rented an Airbnb for the next 21 days. Well, I didn't read the rules because I am a full-time caretaker for a patient with Alzheimer's.
Yeah.
I'm there from 5 o'clock in the morning till 7:30 at night. So I didn't read the rules. I took my cat over there, and then the lady messaged me this morning that I had till this afternoon to get the cat out, and that there was no smoking on property, which is fine. I understand that. So I broke the rules, and she called Airbnb, and they're going to keep all $1,911 that I put into it.
How much?
$1,911.
That was your deposit?
No, that was to pay for an Airbnb for 21 days. So I could see
How
my
many
son.
days? How many days do you have left?
20.
Wait a minute.
Oh my God.
Oh my God. So they can't. They're keeping every dime. Where are you gonna go? This is.
Well, is it Airbnb or is it the person's whose house it is?
It's an Airbnb.
No, but it's the landlord keeping the money, Melissa. Make no mistake about that.
Correct. But so basically, I have to have an Airbnb because CPS will not let my son come visit me in a hotel.
Oh God, you have so many problems here, Melissa. Hold on. Now, do you have a terrible relationship with your ex or with the dad?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So he's looking for any excuse, of course, to keep your son away, right?
Correct, and my son's 9.
Right. And so that's why you wanted to get a place that would be accepted. And I can see that, man.
Correct.
But Airbnb is so expensive. What was your plan, Melissa? What was your plan?
Well, see, since I have no furniture or anything.
Yeah, okay. What was your plan after Airbnb, though? What was going to happen? It sounds so expensive. Were you hoping to get another place or what?
I was hoping to find a private landlord that would rent to me, even though I have an eviction on my record now. You know?
Yeah. Well, we might be able to help you. I don't know. But right now, though, keeping your money is unfair. I mean, if you have 20... Did they say you did damage in one day?
No, they're just saying that I broke the rules because of the cat being there, and I smoked 1 cigarette there. I didn't even get there till 10:30 last night. I ran by at 3 o'clock because right now I'm having to take a lift. So I ran by, got the key, went back to work at my client's house. I was at my client's house until 9:30 last night.
Oh.
So I'm hardly ever anywhere anyway.
You know you're not going to...
The only thing I didn't lose...
Oh, God. If you got rid of the cat and did not smoke, would they let you stay there? That's the best thing right now. And then maybe we just get a place to put your cat right now, like the Max Fund or something. Just for now.
Right. I mean, that's the thing. But I took every penny that I had to rent the Airbnb.
I know. But what I see as the best or easiest solution is to convince them to let you stay. I mean, they have to have a heart. You can say, okay, I broke the rules. I'll make sure I clean everything and my cat's gone and I'm not going to smoke.
I already told them that. They're on the phone with Airbnb trying to evict me right now.
Oh, my God. We got to try to talk to this owner. This is so sad. They're just, I know what they are. They're afraid. Melissa, let's look at their shoes. They just got you in there, and all of a sudden, I'll bet you they got complaints about smoking and a cat. I mean, you knew damn well a cat wouldn't have been wanted there. How did they find out you had a cat? Somebody complained, Melissa.
No, actually, the cat got out this morning because I left at 5 and I didn't see him.
Where'd the cat go?
Up the stairs. It never went in the house. I've already gotten rid of the cat. I've already done that. Like I said, I'm trying to find a place to rent, but I have no furniture or anything.
Well, you don't have any money. They can't keep your money. Where'd you come up with that money?
That was my paycheck this month.
Oh my.
Tom?
Yes.
I have an Airbnb angel that is fantastic.
Listen, here's all I'm saying, okay? She had a cat, okay? She did. And she
she smoked. Here's the deal. She will promise not to smoke. She got rid of the cat. But to take all of her money and send her out on the street is outrageous. There's nowhere for her to go.
And now I can't see my son because he can't stay the night with me anymore. Because
I know, Melissa. I know. It's all adding up. I get it. I get it. Now, are you a CNA? Are you, like, trained?
No, I actually found this job on my own.
No.
I'm not a CNA. I have an MA degree, and I have a practical nursing degree from 20 years ago.
Oh, good. So you actually
But
are...
I don't have license.
You're a practical nurse, a licensed practical nurse. Or you could
No, I don't have my license, but I am a practical nurse graduate, yes.
Okay. And also something else you said you had. Some other skill you were trained in?
Medical assisting. Medical assisting. I have an associate arts in medical assisting as well.
Well, that's good. That's good, man. At least you can stay and work with those credentials nowadays. So your job is not in danger, right? You got your job. That's a good...
No, my job's not in danger.
Good.
It's being able to have my son overnight.
I get
it's being
it.
able to have a place for him to live.
I get it.
It's being able to, have furniture for him and stuff like that. And I have none of that. Like I said, when the apartment evicted me, they put my stuff out. I called the Federal Heights Police. They said it was abandoned property.
I know.
So everybody took everything that I had
That is
worked
so
for 2 years.
sad.
Because,
That is so sad.
because two years ago, my husband left me for another woman.
God.
After a 20-year marriage. He left me and my son in a homeless shelter.
Oh,
so
God.
the last...
Melissa, I don't often do this. I want, either you're a really good liar or I'm just a sap right now because your story is touching my heart. I really mean it. I mean,
got a break soon.
We need to.
I'm not lying.
We need to check you out, and we need to raise some money for you. We also need to get hold of Airbnb. And here's what we're asking them. It's not even an impossible situation. We're saying, look, at least let her live out the rent. She doesn't have any money. She'll be out on the street. That's what we're going to say. Hold on. God, this is sad.
Art of Granite and...
Tom?
Let him do Century RV. He loves it. I'll do Art of Granite.
You're going to do Century RV, Mark.
Why did you lose all of the furniture and everything?
Mark?
They put it on the street.
Oh, did they do that?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't hear that part.
That was before she went to the Airbnb.
Yeah, I know, but she said...
They evicted her, meaning, and she called the police and they say, I'm sorry, that's considered abandoned property.
So I missed that part.
In an eviction, people lose everything.
Yeah, but right. But her stuff was put outside. They didn't just keep it. Okay, I missed that part.
And people just...
Yeah, it's terrible.
God almighty, it's terrible.
Your forecast for today, mix of clouds in the afternoon, some scattered thunderstorms.
I just feel so bad for people sometimes, and I don't know what to do.
Well, you understand that from out here.
That's not even the issue, right? I mean, what the issue is that she doesn't have any money.
And no place to stay, and no family. She's one.
I'll tell you what, though, I don't think it would be a bad idea to get a place for emergencies for people. Except I think that would they take advantage of it, it would be a flop house. I don't need something like this, but if I bought it specifically, the art of granite is the art of doing countertops the right way. Now, it says art of granite, but Mitch Floria will do any natural stone because he is a direct stone importer. And that means a lot because truly, honest to God, it's wholesale pricing on materials. So you only pay for his fabrication and installation. In fact, he tears out and hauls away free, and he throws the bathroom in free to vanity when you have the kitchen done. Here's the bottom line. You can get a price on the phone right now. You can visit the website, theartofgranite.com, and then call this number for a price, 303-386 5919. 386 5919.
Mark, you're going to do Century RV,
It
right?
happens. I sometimes pause a little long.
Mark,
All right.
you didn't get an email from that
I did.
Dolores?
I got it.
You got it?
Yeah.
I don't see it. As help?
What are we
Sent
doing?
to me.
I told her to send it to Help and Tom. You got it? How does it look?
I just opened it up.
All right, Century.
It's a lot to look through.
Low prices on the #1 selling fifth wheel in the country, and that's the Cougar. And guess what? They're the largest Cougar dealer in the entire country. You know, there's new units of these fifth wheels for under $24K, but Century RV has lots of other stuff. They have
Trump rolled back a lot of EPA rules. Did you know that?
Yeah.
Were they ridiculous ones?
I think, there's a lot. You know what Doc was said about wetlands? That was a huge one that Obama had in there on wetlands.
What was it?
That you got to maintain a
wetland, yeah.
Even if it used to be, right? And then they dried it out, and then it was really that hit farmers. It hit a lot of people. And as far as for doing a wetland, I think it just had to have water on a little bit at a time.
The Trump administration removed clean water protections intended to protect river streams and wetlands and other bodies of water from pollution or runoff, finalizing one of President Trump's signature campaign promises to farmers. The Environmental Protection Agency, an Army Corps, let's see, I don't even know what they're doing, but anyway. Hey, did you ever see Nurse Jackie?
No, I know you told me.
Oh my God, it's a downer.
Really?
7 seasons. It's a downer. No, I'm serious. But it's intriguing. It's intriguing.
She's a good actress.
Oh, she is great. Holy shit.
So what does it say? What does that say?
It's really complicated.
It's complicated. What the hell? I told her.
Just a simple letter. I want to cancel.
From D or from the D? Oh no, I didn't get it from D.
Oh, okay. I
told her. I got the one from the lean guy.
I'm United States Surgeon General Jerome.
That's what's complicated.
Did you get in your email from? I told her to send it to you and to me and to help.
To slow the spread of corona.
You didn't get it from Dolores?
I didn't get anything.
It'll come from like Larry.
I didn't get, okay. And that's another thing. That's going to be fucking hard. In the subject, she has to say from so-and-so.
We all risk getting it and spreading it to others.
God, why do people make shit so hard? Fuck!
We want to get back to school.
What's the issue?
The woman writing the letter.
Writing the letter, her email is Larry McNeil.
We need to follow state and local guidelines. Take extra precautions.
Well, who cares what her email is?
I know, but it's just complicated.
Her email could be Fred728.
Yeah, but I want to make sure he knows it's from her.
I'm begging you, wear a face cover. These small actions will make a big difference.
It's how she signs the letter at the bottom.
Coronavirus stops with me. You can learn more at coronavirus.gov.
We should have our listeners all email her cancellation on her behalf as well. Wouldn't that be interesting?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Are you guys having a problem with Johnson moving?
What? We have a problem?
Because my friend in Maryland texted me and said, hey, Hugh must be her boyfriend or husband, whatever. Must be listening. His son is general manager or something for Johnson Moving, and so I thought maybe you guys were having an issue.
No, we didn't have a problem. I highly recommended them.
No, he recommended them.
Tom said the brothers suck.
No. No, I said
I told her.
Hey, Mark, what did you find out about our stuff?
What's that?
What did you find out about our stuff, our office?
I got it handled. Don't worry about it.
All right.
I'm moving all the computer shit this weekend after they do their shit Friday, and then I'll figure out how we're going to move the other shit. There's really not that much shit.
But we don't have to hook up everything, because I want to do that, when we have time.
Yeah, versus the computer stuff, there's not a whole lot.
All that shit, because we access it all the time, man.
Right.
Oh, okay.
That one storage.
I want to keep this new space really cool.
Well, there's not much. We're going to have to. It's fucking like 200 square feet, bro.
Right.
If that.
Listen, no farting. I mean it. No fucking farting.
Does Nico fart?
We're going to have to put one of those fucking air purifiers in there.
Get a fart cam.
If you fart, you got to fart in a can.
Every animal farts.
I'm Tom Martino, your troubleshooter. On a serious note here, if you have an insurance claim, don't do it alone ever. You know we believe in public adjusters. One of the public adjusters on my referral list a really good guy. And by the way, the company is Claims Pro. His name's Peter in the Denver office. They handle commercial and residential claims. Here's the message. If you have an insurance claim, they help you by interceding between you and the insurance company. They become your adjuster. That's why they're called public adjusters. And he can get you more money for your claims, bottom line. They do all types of insurance claims. Any insurance loss, commercial or residential, they'll help you go through it. They've doubled and tripled claims. Don't do it alone. Insurance companies are set up to cheat you. Claims Pro, here's the website, publicadjuster.pro. Publicadjuster.pro. 833-252-4600. By the way, Mark, what do you think about websites that don't have a .com? Just out of curiosity, what do you think about it?
It depends what they are. What's the one I do all the time that's .info? Oh, we both do it. Becomethebanker.info. I think that one's okay. I think if it was like, compass.info, it would be weird.
Okay.
But in that particular case, it doesn't bother me.
And publicadjuster.pro, it's weird. It's part of their name, but I
like that.
Yeah, it is cool. Okay, so this Airbnb we're going to work on, they want her to leave and keep her money, and she's in a bad way. I really want to help her. Let's talk to Gwendolyn. Gwendolyn, what's happening with you?
Hi. What happened was my mother, she passed away in 2015.
Okay.
And then I started checking into her retirement.
And what did you find?
To find out that they underpaid my mom from 1987.
Who's they?
Methodist Hospital Retirement.
Okay. And she was getting
Brooklyn.
retirement benefits, but they were underpaying her.
Yeah, so they sent me a check after I sent my mother's death certificate and stuff to them. They sent me a check for $154,000.
Now, was that a death benefit? Was that a death benefit? What was that payment for?
They just sent it to me, and they sent it to my mom.
Well, you were a beneficiary, obviously. What I'm trying to find out, Gwendolyn, she had this plan, this retirement plan. She was supposed to be getting monthly payments that paid upon death a certain amount. So you got that amount of money, and what happened? What's wrong now? You say they were underpaying her to begin with.
They underpaid her from 1987, and that's why they gave me the check.
Oh, I get it. Did they admit underpaying her, or did somebody make a stink?
I think somebody made a stink, but anyway, the state of New York took $50,000 of it.
For taxes, right?
How can I get in there? Yes, sir.
Well, okay, and that's because what happened is they did not proportion that income to the years that it was that was kept. What they did, it looks like, with graduated taxes, when you receive the income, it goes for that year's income, and therefore it put her into a higher tax bracket. It's that simple.
Okay.
So what you need is an accountant more than anything to simply see if you overpaid, and that won't cost you a lot to figure out. You get an accountant.
Well,
Go ahead.
What they did because my mother was dead, they sent the check straight to me. They cut another check and sent me the $104,000.
Right, because you are her for all intents and purposes.
Okay.
Yeah, that's the reason. Why? Did you find that puzzling that they sent it to you? Oh, what you're saying, hold on. Maybe what you're saying is, if they sent it to you, why didn't they send you the whole amount and you claim it on your taxes and pay whatever you owe? Wait.
There you go.
Okay, I understand. That does sound weird now. Okay, you're saying if they gave it to my mom, if they issued it to my mom, then it would go on her taxes and her tax bracket. Let me talk to Blake Harris, attorney at law. He's with MileHighEstatePlanning.com. Hey, Blake, may I ask something? When people receive paychecks, let's say, just as a general question, if people receive compensation after death, it's still taxed like always, right? As if they were alive, right? They take out the taxes. Blake? Is Blake Harris there?
Yep, sorry, here I go.
If not, we'll just move on.
You hear me?
Blake?
Oh, he's there.
Tom, I'm here.
Okay. Blake, my
Tom,
question is simple. Yes.
Yep.
If someone gets payment of compensation after death, do authorities tax them like they're alive, right? They still take out the taxes, right, and pay the money to the estate?
Yes, death and taxes. Even with death, you don't escape taxes.
Okay. Now, what happens, in her case, what we can't understand, they paid some underpayment of retirement to her. And the underpayment of retirement was $150,000. And what Gwendolyn wants to know is why would they withhold $50,000 and issue the check to Gwendolyn? Was it really paid to her mom? They took out the taxes and then sent the net to Gwendolyn, or what do you think happened?
That is what I think happened. It seems strange. It's typically Gwendolyn who would have to pay the taxes unless it was on compensation. But from a retirement plan, it would be Gwendolyn paying the taxes. While they're taken out early, I think your assumption is correct that it was just compensation that she needed to pay taxes on.
So Gwendolyn, this would be an inheritance basically, and Gwendolyn wouldn't have to pay tax on it, right? Because it's already been paid by the estate.
So the estate would have to pay the inheritance taxes, but that would depend on what the New York inheritance tax law is, which I'm not familiar with.
I don't think there's inheritance tax due. What I meant was the normal HR, the human resources, or the normal labor. It wasn't labor, it was a retirement check, but it's taxed.
Got a break soon?
I guess it's taxed. I mean, I'm assuming it is, because the state took $50,000. Did you simply ask the state, Gwendolyn, why did you take $50,000? Did you ask them?
They, no. Honestly,
all right, hold on. I'm going to give you some action steps. I'll give you some action steps, and then we'll handle this. Hold on. We got more.
Frank Duran and Master Rooter coming up about a minute. Frank Duran first.
Got him.
Now, impact traffic.
Yes, sir.
Ask Blake if it's like a casino where they take out a certain amount, and then when you file your taxes, you get a refund based on your income.
Well, that's exactly what they do.
Yeah. So why is this any different?
The estate will have to file a return.
Right.
Yeah.
And then she get the money as a refund.
Now, was this?
Yeah, I think we assumed that. I said they took the money out. We didn't.
Yeah.
Yeah, just like being paid.
But was this retirement money?
It was a retirement, pension payment. Underpayment. It was a lump sum of underpayment.
Pension. So that's a big deal because now she doesn't have Social Security or any of that.
I know.
I thought it was salary. Okay, so it's pension. Okay.
Who does have Social Security?
Gotcha.
It's a pension.
Your spouse.
Pension money.
Whatever you
No, but Gwendolyn's.
Just one sec here. Let me get this done.
Visit beltless.codot.gov to find your reason to buckle up.
Tom, I'm looking to sell a piece of property, my house. Who do you recommend? Frank Duran, therealestateman.com. Tom, I'm looking to buy a piece of property and I want to move a lateral move. Who should I use? Frank Duran, therealestateman.com. Tom, I want to buy a home and rent it out. I think a rental would be cool. Who do you recommend? Frank Duran, therealestateman.com. Tom, I want to do anything at all with real estate. Who do I check with first? Frank Duran, therealestateman.com. Man, I want that name to be cemented because you'll save money, you'll love the experience. 303-920-1622. Bring it home.
Only garage door company I personally endorse. I've used Don's garage doors in my home.
I wish it's bothering me that lady still hasn't sent that damn email.
God Almighty!
She says,
"Would you stay on her, man?"
I did. I called her, left a message, I sent her an email.
Daphne, that woman has not sent an email yet. God damn.
There. What? Cancel. Okay, here it is.
Here it
She
is.
just sent
Cancel.
Master Rooter plumbing these guys.
Here it just says, "This November, cancel the contract I signed."
They do their own digs for any kind of underground replacement, and that's commercial.
God Almighty, make it complicated. Okay, that's all right.
Looks pretty simple.
Yeah, no, it's pretty good. It's pretty good.
Yeah. She's a pretty smart old lady.
Okay, good. Now listen, good. Tom, good. She put Tom in Troubleshooter. Excellent. Excellent, lady.
Anytime. Here's her phone number.
What name is it under?
Larry, that one?
I don't have it directly. I didn't get it directly. That's the problem.
Yeah, you should have.
She copied me. Oh, no, it is Larry.
No.
Well, this fucking Larry thing.
That's why I couldn't find it. You know, I was looking for movers. This damn Larry.
My daughter orders so much shit on Amazon.
Oh man.
And then she returns it all. It's almost like it's so hard to keep track of.
That's why you should
get credit for returning.
No, we get credit. Yeah, at least she does it. You know, because I said I will not pay for waste.
If you trust her, give her her own credit card. Give her her own credit card.
The majority of things. That's a good idea.
And then that way you can still monitor it, but it's in her name.
The majority of things.
Don't want to use a debit card.
No.
Don't want to use a debit card.
You know what? That's a good idea. I'm going to get one.
And you can actually put limits on it and stuff like that.
Can you put limits on?
Ken is an idiot.
Who's Ken?
No, I'm sorry. It says Ken up here is an idiot. Get back to the show's format. The diversion is boring. What are we talking about?
I don't know.
I'm an idiot?
No.
I don't know who he means. Who is it?
It came to you?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I don't got it.
Is this?
Plus is the only plan in the AARP name. So if you're turning 65 or have questions about the missions of Medicare, make that one call to United Healthcare at 1-877.
But
we never use it.
I still wonder about that was retirement.
HC or go to GetUHC Medicare.
Why? Oh, it was pension money that was underpaid. And pension is taxed. She can get a federal tax too on it. Pensions are federally taxed
Well,
too.
maybe one that took out that 30%.
No, New York took it out.
In New York, but she's going to have to pay federal on it too.
Well, but the whole point is when she files her tax, it will be taxed at her rate.
No.
Why?
It's taxed at her mom's rate. It should be taxed at her mom's rate.
Okay.
That's what.
So in any case, she should get some money back.
You would think, but here's the other thing: is they should have paid it.
Right.
All over these years.
Right.
Portioned it, so it wouldn't be so much. But they're looking at doing it all in 1 year.
Well, that's why she needs an accountant.
Yeah.
To see if there's a way to.
And you can only go back federally 6 years.
Okay, well, even if someone else made a mistake.
Yeah. I think you can only redo it for 6 years or 3 years. 3 years.
Really?
Yeah. After 3 years, everything used.
Is Ken the caller, Ken? Because we don't use
You don't ever use my name.
I think it must be Google shot of the hotel. What hotel is this? Oh, where she lives? Wait. What? Why did somebody say?
Is this the Airbnb or what? What's he talking about?
Tom, you will see that the hotel layout, seeing the cars parked and comparing the spreadsheet, the city rentals has reduced rooms to the north side, the public parks.
I have no idea what he's talking about. People will say something that might have happened 2 weeks ago, and they expect you to remember it.
I know. You will see the hotel is heavily backed by certain Aurora City Council. I don't know. What the hell are you talking about? Oh.
Go to GUIRYS.com to print coupons. Sky Race, your neighborhood paint store since 1899.
Some people just are their own enemy in communication. I'm Tom Martino, your troubleshooter. 303-713-TALK. Let's get to these quickly.
Now, we're pretty sure that the money is taxed, but when the estate does their return, I think what will happen when they do their return, what's going to happen is you may have money coming back or not. So I think we handle that, and I'm not sure we have much to do on that, okay? So thank you for calling, but if you need anything else, let us know. You never asked exactly why they took it. You need to do that. Make sure it's tax, Gwendolyn, and call us back. Daphne will give you the number. You can get right through 303-MARTINO, usually right now these days. Nancy, go ahead. I want to try to sneak you in, Nancy. What's happening? Hi, Nancy.
Yeah, hi.
What's happening?
Hi.
Hi.
Oh, Annie?
Her phone connection is very bad.
Your phone's pretty. Your connection's pretty bad. You're coming in and out. So you have a plumbing problem?
Not anymore. We had a plumbing problem.
Yeah.
And we called out Affordable Plumbing.
Okay.
And they came and looked at it, and they dug a hole by our tree, 9 foot deep.
Was it a sewer problem, dear? Was it a sewer problem?
Yeah.
Okay, and did they fix it? Did they fix it?
They took so long to fix it. They never came back for the longest time. 2 weeks to get that done. And they had it by my tree, and I told them, you've got to fix it. I don't want to kill the tree. If you kill the tree, it's going to be on you.
Did they kill the tree?
Not so far, but, you know.
Is it still, hold on, is it still an open hole?
They finally came, yes.
So why are you calling? Yeah, what do you need from us right now? Nancy.
I'm Nancy's husband. Let me explain.
Yeah, what do you need? I need to know what help you need.
Okay. On August 6th, I had an emergency sewer drain backup.
Yeah.
They came out and they found a big gob of tree roots.
But
so
if you could help me, right now, we're not going to finish it right now, but I promise you we will work on this. So don't hang up. We'll get your number and have you back. But if you had to sum up, not the story right now, because we'll get you back on, I promise. But what's the problem today?
Okay. The problem is they want to put a lien against my house.
Oh, so there's a payment dispute.
Yes, because they're not done with the work.
And they want full payment.
Well, I gave them full payment right up front.
Wow.
And then I have my credit card people investigate it after 2 weeks.
All right, you hold on, and we'll get the name of the company, and we'll investigate this, okay? Daphne, get a hold of him. We'll start out with them tomorrow and try to help them out. Thank you all for having faith in us helping you. That's what we do. I want you to spread the word about this show. There's nothing else like it. That's why it's been here so long. That's the Troubleshooter Show. We'll be back here tomorrow at 10. Remember, save all your problems for me.
All right. Talk to you guys tomorrow.
Bring her on home, brother. Okay, see ya.
Okay, see y'all.
Later.
See ya, Marky.